You know what I'm saying? How women have to think they dirty, and even babies come in this world thinking that they full of sin. You know what I'm saying? That's abuse. That's mental abuse right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all I saw was the title, like the Black Church of Reparations.
You know what I'm saying?
And when I saw
but
title,
I think he was right, because if we're gonna talk about accountability here, this is what he's talking about. Now we got to keep the subject tight, because he's talking about accountability when you're talking about reparations. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about repairing a damage that has been done. And undoubtedly, nobody can say that the Black church did not participate in manipulating and doing mental harm to the Black community, as an organization. I'm not saying individuals. We got to get out of the microcosm.
Yeah, but listen, you would need the testimony of Black people. And there's a billion Christians who would testify to the opposite. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you couldn't make the case.
Some people that's being abused don't really realize they being abused. A lot of people can't see the microcosm. They had already been. See, the thing is, the who you are have already been taken from you generations ago. So of course, when Granny tell you that Jesus is the way to go, and that you don't want to be like a savage like you used to be, because now you baptized. We used to sing a song in church, Amazing Grace.
But listen though, you're talking about a reparations argument though. In the minority.
I'm talking about a mental abuse that has been done here.
No, I get it, but he's making an argument for reparations, right?
Right. I'm going. Let me get there. Let me get there. So y'all already know what the song about the Amazing Grace is all about, right?
Yeah.
So in Amazing Grace, we talking about how wretched we are, and how graceful Jesus is by dying for us. You see what I'm saying? And washing us with his blood. We've been washed with the blood of Jesus. That's the symbolic.
Everybody's born in sin. Yeah. Everybody's born in sin.
Right. The whole baptism.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about is the mental abuse of taking who you are. When you deny somebody who they are, and you make that the only thing that they're able to do, and then this is passed on through generation. So now the babies don't realize, really, because it's Granny that's saying, Jesus loves you and everything. So when it's a mental abuse that's been taking place, and the Black church have taken part in this mental abuse, whether we can't say, because well, we can't hold him accountable for raping that girl because his daddy raped him. Now he's a victim. He's a victim. No, the victim has become the victimizer. You see what I'm saying? And even though you have been victimized before, you have victimized. So you still have accountability there. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, though, Sosa.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the argument for a reparations argument, and I'm thinking you have the minority making an argument against the majority to win a reparations argument. You see what I'm saying? You have more people testifying against. You have victims who you call victims testifying the good things, and I just think I just think that argument in itself is just a poor argument.
So yeah, when you're talking about the reparation, whether you can win that argument,
that's what I'm looking.
I ain't, that's everybody's opinion. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm just saying, was there damage done, and is there accountability to be held? And should those damages, should those people who are held accountable, should they repair those damages? That's all I'm saying. I think he was right on that. Now, whether he gonna win it or do he got a case or not, that's another argument.
Yeah. That's how I was looking at it, because I'm thinking like that would be a crazy case.
You know, so I wouldn't be able to, you know, have too much now.
Yeah, because it's like this. Was damage done? Yeah, right. But it's like it'd be hard to like. It'd be hard to. It would be hard to persecute the people that's also building communities and freeing people. See what I'm saying?
No,
I think you would have.
He wasn't talking about the people. He talking about the institution.
Yeah, the institution. Yeah, you would have to. You would have to start. You would have to start at a particular time frame. Saying you couldn't just start blankly at any place in time and go here. You would have to say, because even when I look at it, I kind of was looking at the black church. Well, I hate to say the black church because they put everybody in the same boat. But when you look at how the church pushed out political activists and stuff, and I was kind of seeing like, you know, that kind of died when prosperity preaching came in. And you saw like a disconnect, like, well, the church was no longer engaged in the political atmosphere. And it was strictly about money.
They weren't able to. That was illegal for them to do that. Really?
But when did that happen though? Because like you talk about like after Martin Luther King?
No, even before. I mean, like,
because it was still pushing them out. Like you got the deacons of defense.
With Martin Luther King, I don't think that was political. I think that had to do with just human rights.
1 second. Hey, Malcolm. How many things you got, yo?
Who?
Malcolm. Who you at, Malcolm?
Hey, can y'all hear me? Man, I don't know what's going on, dude. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I ain't know that was you. I thought you. Who the hell is the other Malcolm then?
This young say Madison Robinson. What is
yeah, you. How the fucking
man, that's my daughter, man. What she?
Yeah, you on your daughter account, yo.
Oh Lord.
Hold on. Hey,
yeah, cell phone on here though.
You gotta sign out. You gotta sign.
We got another Malcolm. Hey, Malcolm. It's two Malcolms. Hey, Malcolm. Not you. Hey, yo, you say something. I know y'all. Don't y'all see the other Malcolm in here?
Let me see. I ain't.
Yeah, he might have came in on 2 accounts or something. I see Malcolm.
2 accounts.
Man, how did shit happen, man? Dude, I'm seriously don't know what the hell going on.
No, it's only one Malcolm. Yeah, it's just another Malcolm. Okay, I got you. Yeah, you came in on 2 accounts.
Let me bag out of this. I don't even know what's going on, dude. This shit crazy.
Yeah, you been had whenever you talk, he had that on, don't he? Yo, for years. He been doing this daughter thing. Oh my goodness. You mean got the students in class saying, I see you on that.
Yeah.
Can't you see this Malcolm right here though? Malcolm.
I'll be having to watch it on my iPad.
That's still him, because he still got the
unmute him,
He's still muted. He ain't even got the unmute on it.
Oh, he gotta get off here.
What up, man?
Oh, let me get him in here. I'm gonna get that other nigga up.
What's good, Sean?
Chilling, bro. How you been, man?
Good. I can't complain, brother. How you been?
You, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I'm just playing. What up, everybody? You know, I know Chevron doing his thing. What up, Sosa? What up, Concrete? What's good?
What up, big bro?
Man, chilling. What up, Ash? Yeah, I know how it go, man, with me, man.
Hey, yeah, I was talking about though, like look like King, right? Mm-hmm. You at the King, you go right, you got Deacons of Defense, and even into Jesse Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it shifts. You see what I'm saying? Like Jesse Jackson, he was kind of halfway, but he was kind of one of the last of that type of coming out of the, you know what I'm saying, coming out of the black church, into politics. You know, then he kind of got to Al Sharpton, who was kind of more, you know what I'm saying, then he was getting clowned for being more, you know what I'm saying, a charlatan, you feel me, for money. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when the kind of a big change happened within the church. And they don't even deal with the political stuff no more. It just got, that's when you get the Creflo dollars. It's just strictly about the money. Prosperity, you know, they call it prosperity preachers.
And what I'm saying though, Sosa, is the system allows for that though. That's what I'm saying. Like, too, and I think kind of that was Reggie's point. Maybe it wasn't, but that's how I'm reading it. You know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like, you know, the system allows for all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all damage that's been done. You know what I'm saying? And it's continuing to be done. And still accountability, we got to have, you know, it don't matter who do the wrong. You know, I heard earlier, I forget who it was, somebody was, you know, saying like, this ain't the right time to, you know, to say something like that because, you know, we trying to get the white people for the reparations or whatever right now. I don't know if they said it in those words, but I guess that's what I got out of it. And what I'm saying is, you know, everybody who has done damage should be held accountable, no matter who you is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get out of
Corey,
the separation. But go ahead, you know, go ahead, bro.
it's Fitz.
Go ahead, Fitz.
I just didn't understand. I didn't understand Reggie's point. He wants reparations. You know, that's just nonsensical, really. You haven't got reparations from the people that did this to you first. So how are you going to get reparation from the black church?
Right. I'm not. See, what I'm saying is, don't get my argument wrong. I'm not arguing. It.
That'll happen too, yo. They make the black people pay
first.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that he will win this.
Oh, hell no, yo.
Not that he would actually win the court or nothing. What I'm saying is, and what I thought he was saying was he was just bringing notice to accountability. You know what I'm saying? Have damages been done, and should they be held accountable? That's what I got out of it. Now, whether he can win that in court or not, like I said, like I was telling Sosa, I don't know if we was live or not yet, but that's a whole different argument there. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're exactly right, Corey, and I think it's the same kind of argument with what in the same way Unc was going on at what we're saying to Rabon in a way, is that they can be held accountable. But I don't know about reparations, but they should be held accountable, yes, for the damage that Islam, all of them have done.
Right.
They should. Right. No one's arguing that. I don't think Reggie. I think Reggie should know that no one is arguing that fact. But reparations, I don't know.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I think the title. I didn't hear the presentation. I look at the title and go, "This shit crazy."
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, somebody said what I said, and the pastor agreed when somebody else has said it. So I'm charged the pastor with hypocrisy.
What's that?
So the question was not should they have to, you know, should they be accountable? Should they pay reparations if they you know, if the situation was to come that they found, you know, liable for damages, you know, should they pay reparations? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I'm saying people should be held accountable. You know what I mean? And reparations is part of accountability.
Because like I said, if your argument is that they use it as a tool to free themselves, then you can then sue them for the tool that was given to them that they used to free themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gave me a screwdriver. I took a screwdriver, stabbed you to escape, and then you suing me for stabbing you with a screwdriver, and I use it as, you know what I'm saying? I use it as a escape mechanism.
Well, no, if they say, well, we gonna save 10 of y'all, and you chop, as long as you chop off the 20 of y'all's heads, you know what I'm saying? We'll save 10 of y'all. Like, they still would have to be. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they need to be held accountable. So that, you know, that's the better analogy to me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's accountability needed to be held there. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying chop their heads off. I'm just saying, you know, it was damages done. And I'm saying it should be some accountability there. Now, like I said, taking that to court or trying to spend energy on that, right? I think is more important things to do, me personally.
Yeah,
but
but
I'm saying,
we're just having a little fantasy, fanciful conversation. Because the reparation will fall on the current people.
You know what I mean? Something like that. That's just that would be crazy to me. But
like I said, Creflo Dollar on stand and shit, try to sue Creflo and shit. Like, nigga,
I wouldn't even. See, the thing is, it's bigger. It's a hierarchy when you're talking about church. So everybody is paying tithes or dues to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So the Baptist church is paying some dues to somebody that's higher than them. And then they paying dues to somebody that's higher than them. You know what I'm saying? So we held accountable these people who are in, you know what I'm saying, who are in these positions, who are in the hierarchy. You know, it's a way to go about it. You know, we ain't talking about individuals. That's what I'm saying. I think that's where Rob Bourne had got confused, and I think Reggie, he got to articulate himself a little bit better.
Yeah, he's terrible.
My
father owned churches, right? And the only thing really between him is like the loan he got from the bank.
Mm-hmm. Right. But so I'm just saying, like, individuals, we're not trying to hold accountable. We're not talking about Creflo Dollar. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying is how you gonna come for the church?
Huh?
How you gonna come for the church though?
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Why would we come for the church? And not why would we go? Why don't we go for the institution of slavery?
Yeah, they're part of that. Church is an institution, and they took
part. So here we go. So we can't say church. We can't say church. We need to go. We need to be specific. We need to go at the Catholic Church.
That too. But
hear me. Hold on now. Hear me out. Who signed the papal bull?
The Catholic Church, the Pope Gregory V.
They are responsible.
No, Pope Nicholas V.
Right.
What about Pope Nicholas? Is Pope which one? Pope Julian, and you got Pope Nicholas.
Pope Nicholas V wrote the Papa's bull, the Dum Diversas.
Yeah, but Nicholas was talking about the Native Americans. He said, I'd rather enslave the Africans than the Native Americans. He was like, free the Native Americans and enslave the African. And
that's what we go for the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
based on the grounds of the data.
I agree. And Corey said something. He said everybody pay tithe to somebody, and so the Baptist Church, they actually belong to the white Baptist Church. Y'all know that, right?
Right. It's a. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. So I would never sue. I wouldn't sue the black church because they're literally insane. It's called.
They would have. You think they ain't gonna? You think they not gonna be a part of them paying when the money had to came up with? You think the black church ain't gonna be a part of that? They paying.
I'm just saying I'm ignorant to the fact that Baptist church pays the white Baptist church. I didn't know. I don't know.
You know that?
You crazy, yo.
No, I ain't saying you wrong. I'm just saying I don't know nothing about that. You could be right. I don't know nothing about it.
It's called we're gonna look it up.
What about non-denomination?
I don't know. Maybe that's how you get out of not paying motherfuckers. I don't know.
Because I'm trying to because you got me going to the hierarchy.
If you're non-denominational, you still got to. The Catholic Church is running the Jesus thing, bro. Like
I just don't.
You got the Baptist. Hold on,
I don't know about that, Corey, because I got niggas do their taxes. Yeah, I don't know that shit going.
Or you know what? If you're non-denominational, then you ain't 501c3 and you paying taxes just like every other business out
there. That's the point.
But don't make it up, y'all. Don't make nothing up. I try to fuck my head up. Let's find out.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. They gonna if you ain't got the 501c3, which is making you pay you got to pay dues for that. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
But Corey, going after the black church is useless when the Catholic Church got all the bread.
That's not what I was saying. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I think Rob Warren was getting mixed up, because he's looking at it in the microcosm, and that's what I was saying. There's a hierarchy, and it's a way to go, because the church is an institution. The Black church is an institution, and they part of an institution. So that's how you go at it. I think we all the same thing. And he was saying that, but I think he just wasn't articulating himself in the way. So people misunderstood Reggie today.
What was he trying to say though? What was he trying to say?
We still trying to figure out what he trying to say.
He was trying to say we have to hold the church.
I was making sure I had that.
Feel the link, man. We all know Reggie got a research methodology.
Listen, so y'all saying that Pastor Bennett pays somebody a hierarchy that's higher than him. He pays them.
Ask him. Let's look it up. Come on, Sosa, take us 2 minutes to look that up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that link in the chat. This is an open mic discussion tonight,
man.
I
already sent it to Garfield. If Garfield ain't got us, because he ain't looking in the right place.
What, for the link?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring God. This Garfield favorite subject. Let him rock out. He gonna rock out.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like I said, I don't know. Y'all finna put me up on game. Sure I ain't never went that deep with it, but
yeah, the Black church pay tithes, bro.
Yeah, okay. I just want to know who they paying to. Who's getting it?
The Catholic Church.
The first Church of Christ.
All right. Well, Sean,
they pay either weekly or monthly.
I just was talking about that the other day. Like, who got when you look at who it belonged to, you look at who got the most money. The first Church of Christ got all the money. They got the trillions and billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Catholic Church had the institution when slavery, when the Roman Empire fell. The only institution left to actually invest in slavery was the Catholic.
Let me delete this.
Man,
it's trying to be funny. This is funny, but they're trying to be a little too funny.
They get billions and trillions. They get it from dudes. Everybody pay them.
They got it off of being the Roman Empire.
Yep.
Then they got it off. I'm telling you.
Catholicism and Christianity is not the same thing.
No, they the ones who jumped off. They the ones. They jumped off.
I'm not saying that they didn't spring from Catholicism.
The Christianity that you know is an offshoot of that.
Yeah, they the first church, the universal church. You tripping?
They may be the first to unify that, but that Orthodox Christianity existed. It just won out. It always was there.
No, you ain't. That's why they got the Protestants, I'm
looking at. I'm talking about first century. Like that thing is there. Like they may have
Martin Luther. You got the Lutheran. You got the Lutheran church, because Martin Luther said, y'all wasn't doing it right. The Catholic Church wasn't doing it right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about Christianity.
Man, this is Christianity.
Christianity is in the first century.
We talking about the first Church of Christ.
Dumb diversions, you talking about that's hundreds of years later.
Wait, whoa, hold on one second. Let me just say this real quick. So, Roman Empire. What's the date of the Roman Empire? What's the date of Jesus Christ? Because he got he got to get hung on the cross in the Roman.
I mean, roughly they put between 20 to 33 AD.
Sosa, do you hear me though? Sosa. Yeah. It literally takes the Romans to actually crucify Jesus Christ, so they say. So you need the Roman Empire. Without the Roman Empire, Christianity falls on its face. You don't even got Christianity if you ain't got the Roman Empire, yo. All right, where is Rome located? The Roman Catholic Church. Now, Garfield might hit you with some other shit. It's the Romans, yo. It's the Roman Catholic Church.
I'm just saying, I get that, but I'm saying Catholicism and Christianity is not the same.
It is.
That's why you don't find a Spanish coalescing with the Brits. Spanish were Catholics. The Brits, they were Christians.
They Brother, the
Hey,
Spanish.
peace. Let me say one thing.
Clean this mess up,
First-
Garfield.
What's up, Garfield?
Yeah.
Hey, Fitzroy,
Hey,
would
what's
you
up,
tell
man?
them about the history?
Yeah, help us out, Garfield.
Fitzroy gonna
Let
show
me
you the game on
let me say
Fitzroy.
something real quickly. The church, the first churches they had used to meet in like houses. So we don't really have no name for them churches.
Damn.
But when you talk about Ignatius, the end of the first century, he's the first person to call it the Catholic Church.
Mm.
So that's where we have the Catholic Church from, which it just basically means universal. That's all it means. That's not, because the church that my brother is talking about is from the 11th century. That's a different form of church, Catholicism.
Yeah, we ain't talking about
That's
that.
when it starts centralizing the 1054, the schisms, the split between the East and the West.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about that. But if you're talking about a universal church by name, just the namesake, that's been around from the first century. Niggas been saying, yo, we starting the universal church. So it's the same word, Catholic.
Yeah, okay.
So
We
if you want to play that game.
They formulate because you ain't got no organized books. We talking about when the human being organized them damn books is what a brother Unc talking about. That's the Catholic Church.
When they organize the I wouldn't say that either, bro. Because you're talking about no, I wouldn't say that either. You know why?
Let's say this. Hold on. I'm saying
no. Let's go back to what Amir Squad used to do. You got to go to the root, right? So if you're saying the Catholic Church is just a church, it's not the same church like what we have in the Catholic Church from the schisms. It's a different thing. Catholic Church is just a name, universal church. You know what I'm saying? But the Catholic Church, as far as enslaving us, is a different ballgame.
Exactly.
That's a different breed.
We agree. That's a different time period. Go ahead.
Yeah, because if all right, say for example, you say in the first century they ain't got no books. Christianity today is based off of the books. It's a book religion.
Correct.
The earliest Christians was Jewish, and they were following a temple religion. It was all about the temple. So after 70 AD, now it started becoming about the books because of Rabbi Hanasi and all them niggas. So at the end of the day, it's not the same. It can't be the same because it wasn't.
Yeah,
you had some niggas that would use like a version of Matthew. Some niggas that will use a version of Luke.
Okay.
Some niggas will appreciate Paul's writing.
Right.
They was all over the damn place. But what the Roman Church is different than the Roman Catholic Church.
Oh, okay.
That's what you need to say.
Right there, Garfield. Yeah, explain that because I'm getting that mixed up then. Because I'm
all right. Because you're talking about the Roman Church. You're talking about You're talking about in 140 AD. You had a dude named Marcion that put together the first New Testament.
Right.
He said, fuck the Old Testament. That God is crazy. We ain't fucking with that God. He was from Turkey. He was from Marcion. He was from Sinope in Turkey, modern day.
He wanted to just use the letters of Paul, right?
Yeah, just use the letter of Paul and a version of Luke.
Marcion. Yeah, he was crazy as hell. He had a crazy God. But go ahead.
Now he was rich. So he gave them some money and said, yo, I'm donating and we gonna start this shit right here. So the Roman Church said, no, we're not gonna mess with Marcion because you have to use, if you're gonna use a version of Paul and the Luke, you gotta use the Old Testament because that's what the Jews followed.
Right.
And if we, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, because remember Paul is centralized towards the Gentiles. So of course he gonna give up on the Old Testament and say, fuck that God. I'm gonna fuck with this new God because he's a good God. The Old Testament God was a killer God, so we're not gonna mess with that God. So they gave him back his money and said, "No, we're not gonna do that." And that's when the Roman Church, through Irenaeus, who was from France, he decided to put a canon together of 22 books. Right? Those 22 books are in the Bible today, not 27, 22. So eventually it became 27 with Athanasius and the other dude during the 4th century BC.
That's at the second council.
Right, second Nicene Council, right. Mm-hmm.
So I always messed up with saying the first council. So you beat me up on that point. All right.
Yeah, but hold a second. Remember they had like 8 different councils before Nicaea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so we got to remember that too. So that's where I beat Jabari up on it.
Hey, Garfield, I want to ask you a question, Garfield. Now, so now when does Martin Luther come in? Because so don't he split off from the Catholic Church, from the First Church of Christ?
All right. This is how y'all, my pastor, y'all, I love my Pastor Bennett, but this is where y'all need to come at Pastor Bennett if anybody want to dialogue with him. Say to him, you follow, he's non-denominational. So he's actually trying to beat the game from a tactical point of view, because you don't need to be a denomination of anybody, because all of them crazy. So if you're non-denominational, nobody can come at you sideways. You different, you completely different. So what he's doing is very smart. You know, I don't know why he's non-denominational, but it's a smart move. So now, why is it he's a part of what's called Protestantism? It's because of the break by Martin Luther. Martin Luther now, we're all descendants of Martin Luther. So Lutheranism, so when you say you're gonna blame the Catholic Church for slavery, you have a very good case, because it's clear as day who is financing the shit. It's clear as day. We know Jews are involved, and we know the Catholic Church is involved. So at the end of the day, we know who is doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cashier. Yeah, so we know exactly. So when you talk about Martin Luther, you're talking about the dude from Courtney, our dude in Dagger Squad, Courtney. You're talking about Calvinism, John Calvin. He's another one that broke away from the church at the same time. A couple of them broke away. So John Calvin, if you go in his church, man, you don't see a goddamn picture. You don't see the nigga talking at the desk. That's it. So them dudes, they hated Catholicism because of the images. They felt like they worshiped Mary and did all type of crazy shit. But it was all the same as Roman Catholicism as far as believing in Jesus. It's just that they didn't like the whole image shit. That was one of the reasons that they didn't like it. And they felt like the church was taking their money. It was like a money pyramid type scheme. So the niggas hated it. But Martin Luther, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have a Pastor Bennett. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have a Jesse Jackson. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have a Martin Luther King. So the Protestantism, or whatever they want to call it, that is what made the Black church. The Black church stems from the Martin Luthers, the John Calvins. A lot of Black people is Calvinists. Dr. Eric Mason, who we're supposed to debate, our brother Courtney in the Dagger Squad, they all Calvinists. And Black people are, because, you know, I don't know if you guys know what Calvinists believe. They believe everything is predetermined. So you die tomorrow. Oh, that was predetermined by God already. Everything is predetermined. So your shit is already written like in a book. So if you have an uncle that mess with young girls, that's already written. That's what the Calvinists believe. It's already pre-written. It is what it is. You know, but that breakaway is what made the church what it is today. So everybody, and by the way, hold on, one last point. Everybody's a Catholic. Let me just say that again. If you're a Christian, you are a Catholic. You are. You are a Catholic. That's your mother and father. Nobody would have Christianity without the Catholic Church. I'll stop right there.
I appreciate you. I ain't got no more questions, Garfield.
Hold on.
Who does Pastor Bennett pay of the hierarchy? I don't know. We're trying to find out. You know,
it's the fundamentals, the Southern Baptist Convention. Garfield, what you know about that?
Hey, the Southern Baptists. All right, it's kind of tricky. When you said earlier, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come on, because it's kind of tricky today as far as the hierarchy. Most of these churches that have the names Baptist and all that stuff, they pay money. But for some of them, they're branching off and leaving. There's a couple of lawsuits that was going on and so forth. So they're trying to say, hey, we got to give you our money and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but your underlining point is very clear though, that most of them got to pay money to a hierarchy of church. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. So shout out to Pastor Bennett, because he ain't a part of that pyramid scheme. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying?
He don't got to pay that. They're not paying that. We got to have a conversation with him. Okay, so my point in saying that is that you could sue those people, not the Black church. The Black church is enslaved Africans. a slave act?
You're crazy. You're funny.
No. Where inherit Sean at? Because I got a problem. Sean went in. I finally got to watch his presentation that he did and talk about Pastor Bennett Church. Now, a Pastor Bennett presentation, and he talked about different things, saying that we are the ones that freed ourselves and we really didn't need a church, which is the bottom line is every human being gonna do what they're gonna do. Now, if that's the case, then if these dudes are buffers, let me ask you this, Unc, you in the streets, right? And all of y'all are some street fools. I don't know nothing about the game. If you hustling on the street corner and you get supplied by a concrete quarry, right? And you the guy that's at the bottom line carrying out his works.
Right.
If you're carrying out the work, isn't Corey just as responsible if you carry out the work because you're carrying out whatever instructions he gives you? So if you are the church, if you're over the church and you tell them and you teach them, because remember when originally black folks learned in the church, they used to stand up beside us to make sure that we're preaching the right way. So pretty much the black church is an extension of the white church.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So what's wrong with Reggie's argument?
Because they don't because you wasn't forcefully, you was not allowed to enact your deities. Remember that was it was the laws against that. You know.
Nobody forced you to sell whatever on the corner when Corey was giving you to sell it.
Nah, that's different.
What are you saying?
No,
if I'm wrong, I mean break it down to me. If I'm wrong, if my analogy is wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Okay.
The drug thing is you talking we talking about money or commerce. The church, you talking about a belief in our Stone Age brain, like goddamn. And then you talk
about the church is a business. That's money and commerce.
No, you talking about people being domesticated, like y'all don't realize we was bred.
Yeah. No, if that analogy is wrong, it's wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
It was all about money. Slavery, the brainwash, the tactics they used to brainwash. It was all a business.
The insurance companies, the bodies selling bodies.
So wait.
The buffer was closer. The Christian nigga was closer to the slave master than the regular slave who was not Christian.
Hold on, wait. I can't see past somebody getting you out your land. You wasn't even a Christian. You was voodoo. You was all kind of other shit. Snatching you up, putting you on a ship for 3 to 4 months, holding you captive, selling you, bringing you in an environment, making you forcibly change your name to a Christian name, and then tell you your salvation is in this book right here, and indoctrinate you. So that first couple generations didn't even deal with the Christianity. They wasn't believing in that. But over time, people played the game so well that they started to believe that's what we was doing. It's like they do in a cult, It's like the Nation of Islam. Over time, you really think that shit makes sense, The people in there really think they really believe that. So it's a mental thing.
Hold a second. There's 2 reasons why I came on the show. I came on the show because of what said about the Baptist church paying money. But the second thing is, and I want you to talk about this whether now or later on. I would need to do a show on this together. It's about the invisible God, right? The power of the invisible God versus science and common sense, or scientific literacy and common sense. And I think that's what the struggle is, because why did Shaka and Reggie really go at Jabari originally? Because he was trying to be another spiritual guy, bringing a religion to the conscious community, instead of saying, you bang on Hebrews and say they're crazy, but you bring in another invisible God to the game.
Yeah.
It's about one invisible God. But then now, where we're in a conundrum is we can't say the religion didn't help the people to get out the struggle, because the hope of the invisible God is pushing them. It is pushing them. It has to. Because for somebody to sit down and say, I'm waiting for an invisible God, that's what's inspiring you. You think that invisible God answers your prayer by action. And he has never responded. All these years of praying and he never responded. The invisible God is unbelievable. He's winning. He's winning. Mm-hmm. I don't care how much science you kick on. I don't care. I don't care how much common sense you come with. The invisible God is winning. And this is how stupid we are as Black people. We're going to leave Christianity and go to Kemet spirituality. Like, yeah, it's better now. How the fuck is one invisible God better than the other invisible God? This is the craziness in this world, bro. But I'm gonna mute my mic, man. Y'all deal with that. I'm here.
Can I say something to you?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
What is that noise, yo? Is that you, Garfield?
Yeah, I'm at BJ's. I'm shopping, man.
Oh, get your money. Go ahead.
All right.
Get that money. Go ahead.
Basically, my analogy on what Reggie is trying to do is like the Irish trying to sue the Irish Catholic Church for the Roman Catholic Church putting them in slavery. It's nonsensical. How can you do that? They gave them the tool. They were ignorant. Obviously, yeah, they should be held accountable. But how can you sue them? How can you sue them or get reparations from them who were in the same kind of indoctrination you're trying to sue for? It's kind of nonsensical in that sense. I get what Reggie's saying. He's right. They should be held accountable for maybe at a time when they had better knowledge of things, not pushing forward that kind of doctrine. But they were indoctrinated themselves. And that's what they can say. They can say, well, we're part of the post-traumatic slave syndrome as well. So you can't hold us accountable. You have to hold the people that put us in that accountable.
That's what I agree with you on that. Yeah, I ain't know that's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see you snatching some niggas up and making them, domesticating them, breeding them. You know what I'm saying? The whole while took their spirituality away from them, took their culture away. Because Christianity, we forget, is cultural. And the only Christianity we know is European Christianity. Like, no matter how you try to play the game, it's the Christianity. Right? The first church I went to had white people on the daggone stained glass windows in an all-black church. So I'm like, so
a picture of a white Jesus.
You can't blame them though. I'm trying to figure out how do you
I could get past it.
from selling drugs, yo.
Totally different.
Now people will say, well, they put drugs in your community, you sell them, they brought them. Nah, that's different. We talking about religion. We talk about your brain is hardwired for religion. What we do around here, right? Our ability to recognize something is invisible and just not real. In Stone Age times, we would have lost our life, yo. Right? We'd have been questioning shit too much. You know, we talk about that all the time, Sosa. In Stone Age times, man, you need to be believing every damn thing. Fuck the explanation, fuck understanding it. The hell with the natural phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? Like that volcano just destroyed the whole city. So we need to figure out why not. We getting the hell up out of here. Appease the gods so it won't happen again. Right? That those trees are moving in a certain way. The high grass is moving in a certain way. We gotta run, yo. There's a monster in there. Remember, yo, like America's the only nation that didn't believe in monsters. Everybody believed in monsters. Because the human beings were so fragile during those times. You didn't have those type of weapons. You wasn't dominating nothing. You was at the mercy of nature at all times. So you had to be real skittish around here. Yo, oh, the ground moved. That's a monster. Run. Yeah, man. So we hardwired to believe everything. That's why it's easy for people to tell y'all anything. Right? That's why YouTube shit is dangerous, because you can be literally arguing with a nigga. He can be making up shit and niggas can't tell a difference because it's based off of where your intellect is and what you understand about what they saying. And I say it all the time. If a person say that Charles Darwin is a racist and then read the quote of, yeah, he said that African people are, what did he say African people was? He said they are, what's the word, Sosa? Not, huh?
Well, I thought he said racist, but he meant racist.
No, what's the word they use?
What, uncivilized or some shit like that?
Yeah, he said, I don't even think, did they say that?
I can't remember the exact quote.
Who was it, Corey? Was it No, he said they wasn't uncivilized. He said they was not barbaric.
Savages.
Yeah.
Something like the Untamed, something, I can't remember the whole exact.
That's it. Savage nations, right.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, you hear that? And you don't realize that a Christian is really showing you that, right? You hear that, you know what white people did, you be like, yo, he just called us the savage, yo, the savage races, yo. If you ain't down with science, for real, and if you ain't read the book, and if you don't understand the context of that word, you will argue me down. So the people listening are saying, what the fuck is Unc talking about? That man just said savage. He was a racist. So, right, so I'm saying because you want to believe that, because you hear it, it makes sense to you, but you don't understand science. And so, and you on the other side and you watching this talk and you swear out and there, oh, monkey. Oh, no, we ain't gonna have that's the monkey shit. Man, no scientist says that, but it sounds good. It goes along with the pic. They show Darwin is the monkey. They call black people monkeys and apes and half human. You're like, what are you talking about? Evolution is that, right? But once you get on the inside of the conversation and you study up, then when you relook at that conversation, then you'll say, oh man, them niggas is tripping. But how much education do it take? That's why I'm saying is, yo, I'm glad, right? Because now we ain't gotta argue with them no more. That shit's over with. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't gotta be mixed up no more. You either dealing with the science or you're not. What's up, Chef?
You know, one of the problems was,
Great, say something.
Let me say this real quick. One of the problems is evolution is more important to talk about than history. Remember, that's one of the main parts of our contentions. Because if we talk about evolution, it takes away the invisible God. And the truth is, a lot of these people who don't act like they believe in the invisible God do believe in the invisible God. Mm-hmm. So when you come with evolution, it's not stopping you from believing what you believe, but it takes away that Adam and Eve and God created the first man. It takes away that talk. So once you take away that talk, it destroys the person's foundation of that invisible God, because invisible God is supposed to be the one that actually made man and woman. But I just wanted to make that point. Well, go ahead, Chefrin.
All right, what's up, everybody? Now, this is my issue with what you're saying, and man, you done went over this numerous times. I think you give a Victorian England white man too much credit. Like it's to the point where if you're saying that he wasn't scientifically racist or prejudiced, I totally agree. But culturally and ethnicity-wise, if he classifies Africans as savage races, and even different people in Europe, he called savages, right? Then culturally, if he lived nowadays, we would call that racist, right? But it's levels to racism. He wasn't no goddamn Ku Klux Klan. Ain't nobody saying that. But his prejudice shows through his writing, but he was a victim of his time too. Now if he lived in this day and age, he probably wouldn't have said half of the shit that can be misconstrued as racist nowadays. If he lived nowadays, half of the shit that he said that's kind of half-cocked, he probably would have said it. But everybody is a victim of their time, even us. The words that we use, the vernacular, you dig what I'm saying? It do has prejudices connected to it. And I guarantee you, in 50 years, our grandchildren will look back at some of the things that we're saying now, like, yo, they was kind of prejudiced. You feel me? That you can't say stuff like that, but we afforded more science, more civilization evolves. So we just benefit from having a distance of time between Darwin. You dig what I'm saying? But definitely, I feel like some of that stuff nowadays, it would be considered racist. You know what I mean? Or prejudice, but it scales to it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree, but listen, I agree with that statement, right, Chef? But when you're when you're dealing with time periods, right? You can't be anachronistic. Yeah. You got to deal with the setting that they're in. Like if you transport time period, right? Hell, all the people from the 80s and 90s, shit, we could find a bunch of rapists. Niggas was raping girls.
Right, when they was talking about young girls, right? I agree. I agree.
Yeah, if you transport the 80s and 90s to 2021, nigga was rapist, sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? It was custom, like that was common practice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But we gotta correct them though. But we gotta correct, like we gotta correct people.
Yeah, you gotta keep it in context.
Yeah, but you still gotta correct them because that's the same argument that Muslims make. When you talk about Aisha, right? They talk about the time period. Yo, wrong is wrong. I understand that it was acceptable in that time. You feel me? And according to their culture, but yo, come on, yo, like yo, a little girl, yo.
Damage has been done. Damage has been
done.
To
call people savages, but to call people savages, right? Because you live in a higher culture or higher technological society, right? And you afforded the benefits of modern science. If you call somebody a savage, right? What does that, like, y'all don't take that as being derogatory in no type of way?
No, all right. I call you a nigga, yo. You don't take that as derogatory.
Hey, Chef, I got a good example too. Listen, remember we having a conversation about women's circumcision?
Sosa.
You remember that?
Not me.
And you was like, that's just barbaric.
Can you hear me?
But we're not taking that. But listen, when I say it, I'm not trying to knock Darwin down. I'm not trying to take nothing away from what he brought to the world.
But
that's all me saying. You see what I'm saying?
No, but
I'm saying when you arguing against other niggas, they're saying Darwin was racist or prejudiced, trying to knock him down, so we don't accept the science that he brought forth. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I get it. I get that part.
That's all we need to worry about. Is we don't need to worry about what he thought, and that's what these problems. The problem is with this community. We're not worried about what Darwin had to say. It's the evidence he produced, and that's what we've got to. We got to stop worrying about what someone's bias was. Newton was a Christian. He brought us gravity. It was there, and it's against what he believed. You know, it's just, we can't keep going on about, oh, because he was white, he was a racist, he said this. So what? What evidence did he bring? If his evidence was pseudo, then yeah, we wipe him out and say he was a racist.
So that's what I'm saying. Because every human being got personal scruples. Your personal scruple is like, everybody got them. You know what I mean? And he wrote so much that, yo, it's in his writings. But that don't take away from nothing that he brought to the world. It doesn't. Like, that's just crazy to act like, you know what I mean, because he was a Victorian England, like, come on, like he had to learn from his society in some type of way. You feel me? Like that'd be crazy to think that you can just divorce a person away from their time, their society, and everything. Like he wasn't an alien, yo. He would have to live on a whole different fucking planet if that stuff didn't seep into, you know what I mean, in some type of way.
Yeah, I'm sure, but you got to also think about what does savage mean in the 1800s?
Right, and hold on,
uncivilized. You know what I mean? Like, a savage was an uncivilized person.
Yeah, I don't mean what savage means today. So when somebody sees savage now,
let me dive.
Savage always meant the same thing.
Hold on, whoa. Let me just say this. Let me respond real fast, real quick.
Go ahead.
So. Damn, you fucked me up, Chef. I think you figured this shit out. You really didn't, yo. I gotta rethink a lot of shit now. Because
can I say something real quick?
No, hell no, you can't. It took me to get here. Now go ahead, Savio. Go ahead.
Y'all, what up with it, Elder? I appreciate you, but I was just listening to what y'all were saying, and I was thinking about the word savage, and it brought me to thinking about these people on North Sentinel Island.
Say it again.
It got me to thinking about those people on North Sentinel
Island. The Island people of North Sentinel Islands off the coast of India.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Will we consider them savages?
Yeah.
So are we racist?
Hell yeah, they were savages.
All are savages.
When they shot him with the arrow.
It's fucking savage.
Exactly. So see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't try to. I'm not trying to catch. I'm just trying to look at how we use the words and how he was looking at the people in the times that he was raised in. And I understand everything that you're saying, Sheffrey, but we can call ourselves racist.
I said
if we look at those people on North Sentinel Island.
I said in 50 years, our grandchildren probably can look back at some of the things that we're saying, right? And be like, yo, they were kind of a little off. You feel me? Like, because civilization and education, all of that moves forward, yo. It moves forward. Like,
yeah, but also definitions change through time.
No, man. I can't
when
believe
did savage ever change?
Right.
Other than the way the little rapper girl use it.
Hey, I gotta jump off, family. I just want to say peace. I'm out. All right.
All right,
go.
But that's a prime example, though. How?
Hey, peace. I want to respond to something Sosa said real quick because the brother said something. He was saying like you can't be like anachronistic. And while I agree,
hey Q, you know how long I've been waiting to get it in with Sheffrin. But go ahead. Go ahead, Q.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. Me being a guest, I appreciate you allowing me to go. I appreciate that. So, yeah, peace to everybody, by the way. But yeah, like,
Q, hold up. Yo, that was a good job you did on that debate you had last month. You kicked some ass on that. We appreciated that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate for the people that helped out. You know what I'm saying with judging. We need more people judging over there. You know what I'm saying with a different idea than most people have over there because I'm kind of the lone atheist over there. So that's kind of how I get the messed up end of the stick a lot of times. But it's cool.
You wipe the floor with that dude, Joe. I ain't even know what Joe was talking about half the time.
But yeah. But I was saying like I agree with what you were saying, Sheffrin, because I understand what he says, like we can't be like too anachronistic, but at the same time, like we kind of have to be. That's the whole reason why after George Floyd died and the riots broke out, people were pulling down the statues. Because if we want to say like, okay, we can't be anachronistic, we can't call this person racist, this and that. Well, then why don't we just keep the statues up and just say, well, during these times, that's just how they was.
I'm talking about in terms of examining language.
Yeah.
Yes.
How language is used. We gotta keep in mind what that word meant when they said it at the time they said it. That's what I meant. Like.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but while you're stopping at language, I'm continuing to imagery, writing, everything.
I was just dealing with language, though. I was just dealing with language.
No. I hear you, but what I'm saying it just doesn't stop there. I'm saying to the language as well. Because even right now, when the brother asked, do we look at the North Sentinelese people as savages, and we say yes, we shouldn't be saying that because that is harmful language to those people. If we ever had a chance to sit down with their children, and we wouldn't call them people savages to their face. So
what is a savage, man?
If you see a nigga pick a bug up and eat it, you gonna be like,
I mean, what are you talking about, bro?
No, we
savages.
No. I'm saying we wouldn't say that to their face. We wouldn't be like, oh man, you
we wouldn't.
Like, we wouldn't say that.
We wouldn't. No, we wouldn't.
What I'm saying in terms like this.
So it's not only about language. It's not only about language. It surpasses that. It goes to imagery, media, everything.
It's respect, right?
Yeah,
the reason we put his hand to their faces because they'll shoot us with an arrow.
But I'm saying if you look at if you reading in the 1600, right, and somebody says this person is a mulatto, right? You and your current thinking would think that's a mix with a black and a white person. But when you go to that time period and look at that word, that's not what that meant. Like words sometimes, the definition and how they're used transform over time. That's what I mean by anachronism.
No, I hear you, but even if you look at like homosexual slurs, like you just don't call people to their face that thing anymore. Even if like you just don't use those words. Like that's why they bleep them out if they're on the news and stuff like that because they could be offensive.
But hold on. If somebody just called somebody a mulatto, right? I think in the context, listen, Darwin wrote a treaty, yo. So everything that he was saying was explained. We can get the context of exactly what he was saying. He was very clear, yo. Like it wasn't nothing ambiguous. It wasn't nothing ambiguous in what he was saying.
So why you doing it though?
Yeah, so when he said savage, was he saying it to be racist?
So, sir, can I say this though? What we've got to realize is that this is a lower level conversation there when we're talking about this. That's all subjective to how people feel. We all look at different things and in different areas. People in Africa might look at us as savage, as you just said. We look at them for doing circumcisions and all kinds of things as savage. It's subjective. Morals,
but it's still derogatory.
Oh man,
it's still derogatory.
It is not derogatory.
To you,
if you call a person a savage, or if you call somebody's way of life savage, or their people savage, you saying that that's not derogatory?
Man, shut the screen.
Chef,
shut my screen on.
Chef, if it really doesn't apply to you, Chef, then it shouldn't really hurt you, and that's what we're trying to say. It's subjective.
Where is
culture
I don't see
all
it.
subjective. Do you understand? You can say what you want to say. You can say I'm savage or whatever.
I don't see it.
What Cube is trying to get to.
You can't see this.
No, I don't see it.
It's on there.
No. I get what you're saying. It shouldn't hurt you.
Okay.
I'm not saying it hurt my feelings.
Hold on. All right, let's do this for a minute. Listen. So come on, man. So we can't.
Hey, can y'all look? Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah, hold on for a minute, Thunder. I know what you're great,
go ahead.
which is perfect. So actually, 1, 2, you got 4 fucking definitions right here. There's a reason for that. It's depending on the context and how a person is using the word, no matter what y'all say. So Charles Darwin he's writing scientific treaties, right? He's actually on a scientific mission. He goes around the damn world. Okay, he's running across people that he's never seen before in his life. All right, they ain't got no damn clothes on. To him, to have on clothes is to be cultured. Okay? So when he runs across these people who don't have ships, mechanized weapons, none of that, there's a word they used during that time, no matter what y'all say. So the question is, was Charles Darwin a racist when he used it? Well,
no.
It's hard to believe, and I say this all the time. So let me set this up for you. You got a human being whose family, this means something now. If it don't, then y'all just tell me I'm wrong.
I'm gonna kill you on this point. Go ahead.
All right. His family starts an abolitionist movement, literally.
Okay. Congratulations.
His grandfather, right? His wife is in the abolitionist movement. His father is, right? So the church he actually deals with, right, do not believe in slavery because they call a monotheistic church. No, it's a church, one source. So they church literally believes that all human beings come from one source. So you can't say that Black person, Chinese person is different people because there's one God and they get Adam and Eve and they had children. So it's one source. So in his head, he's raised up to never say that Black people are some fucking nobodies. They come from the same God. That's the point that's important. The other point is they do not feel like Black people should be enslaved based off of that. And they fight for that. Now, Charles Darwin, whether you like it or not, he went around the world and brought back scientific information that overthrew the pseudoscience of that day. It doesn't mean that when he came back on Monday, that all of a sudden dudes on Tuesday start treating everybody right. What it means was that his whole family, the way he was raised, was on the right side of history. There's no denying that. So now you want me to believe that a person who was raised a certain way, not only was it, I'm not talking about a person that was raised in the church and then broke away from that motherfucker and said, yo, enslave them niggas. We're talking about a person who actually was conditioned that way, and he actually went and proved it through scientific investigation. He makes statements like, watch this. This is what y'all want me to believe. Y'all want to believe he's racist. He makes statements like, he says, hey, these people here, although they're unculturated, although they're not advanced and complex, when you sit down and have conversations with them, you start to realize that they can be just as great as any general I have ever met in my life, and they can be just as intelligent if you teach them what you know. He said that. That's not, think about the time period he was in. So then you want me to turn around and think, that nigga said they were savages. He was sick. Go ahead, Thunder. Go ahead and read these different definitions, and you're gonna see, we're gonna see which one would match Charles. Go ahead, Thunder.
Yeah, you gotta put it on. I'm sharing it, but I don't see it on the screen.
Can't just pull up definitions, don't necessarily, man. Like
well, hold on. Yeah,
I understand. You know how?
Oh
we be
my
like,
lord, this the Pseudo Killas? What channel I'm on, bro?
No, you can't.
No, I'm saying
wait for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Just
what the hell we doing?
No, what I'm saying is like we had a conversation about words no words have an intrinsic meaning. You got to get the context of the word of the person.
I just want to see which one would fit.
We had a Don conversation.
I can't see it. I'm sharing the screen.
Can everybody else see the screen?
I said that to you.
Core, can you see the screen?
You know what I meant by that, though.
Yeah.
Core, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see I can see it says savage on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, you see. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. Yeah, not domesticated or under human control. So this is go to Sabio joint. And this go to Darwin joint. Lacking the restraints normal to civilian to civilized human beings. In other words, maybe lawless. Wild, uncultivated.
Okay.
Yeah. Boorish, rude.
Based off you never ever seen a naked person running around with no shoes on, none of that, you would say that, would you? Would you not say that?
Yeah.
I mean, in general speaking, right now,
uncultivated,
all that y'all shit y'all talking. Right now, we go to Adam and Eve's Island and say, yo, she bad as a motherfucker. You like, woo, wait. Boy, you gonna say, check this out, shorty. You gotta get your feet straight. You gotta do something with that hair. You gotta put some deodorant on. Look, you're not just gonna bring over here and y'all gonna hang out. Don't act like that. Don't do that. You gonna think you're taking a shower every day or wearing deodorant and putting on some cologne and having your feet smooth and all that. You're gonna think that that's the way a woman should be. You know why? Because we have been cultivated that way. Trust me, don't play this game like y'all gonna take somebody who live in the natural life for real. No brushes. They might be chewing on some mints and all that. You know, the bark. Right? They don't have no shoes. So you know if you walk around for your whole life with no shoes, what kind of husk you gonna have on your feet?
Right? Oh, mercy. Oh, good God. Mercy. Oh, God damn. So mercy.
Hold on. Now we got boorish, 3A.
I'm trying to show you that. I'm trying to say, yo, that right, wrong, or indifferent, y'all can't do Charles Darwin like that. And y'all can't do me like that. Because I ain't gonna sit up here and lie and think it'd be dope to have a woman in the bed with you that may take, I don't know how, you know what? I'm gonna get off how many times take a shower.
You know what I'm saying? Don't go in like that. We good?
Yeah, we good, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Boorish.
Like, different things going on here. So you would say, man, you probably need to fix that, shorty. You would say that.
All day.
All right, boorish.
And you would say, hey, you know what? As a person, once we learn some English, once you learn this, I know you probably you just as intelligent as me. Or you might have a person say, no, you raggedy, y'all don't do we're gonna enslave them. They're not a person, they are half. That's different. And I'm saying Charles Darwin would have been on the same side y'all was on. Y'all would sit down with that lady's family and say, you know what? Once we start conversing, y'all do the same shit we do. Without no clothes, without no shoes. You would recognize the human experience and you would say, man, they cool as a motherfucker. But shorty, you do gotta put some deodorant on and you do gotta get them feet straight and get that.
All right, we got 3A, which is boorish and rude. I would say that though the guy that got killed by the arrow or whatever, that dart or whatever, yeah, he would say the same thing about those cats. Malicious, he would say the same thing about those cats. And lacking complex or advanced culture, aka uncivilized. That's it, man. I mean,
hold on, really quick. See, we playing a game here. We playing a dangerous game because Unc is trying to make it seem like it's not derogatory when it is. Because if a person walks up to me and be like, "Yeah, man, you know,"
you just ran. Hey, calm down, yo.
You said it's
subjective. I am calm.
I'm not paying attention.
Brother, we talking about the meaning, the definition.
I know.
We ain't talking about how you feel.
Bro, I got you. Just hit me out,
right,
though.
cool.
Because what I'm saying is, if somebody come up to me and be like, you know what, your wife remind me of a bitch. I'm gonna be like, what, nigga? What you talking about? And then if they tell me, oh, I mean, like, you know, a female dog, you know, your wife is a mammal, dogs are mammals. Like, nah, you're not gonna take that no kind of way except disrespectful. derogatory. If
Why?
try to say
Why
that,
though,
if to
Kendrick?
try
That
to,
was horrible.
if try to say that it's not,
For
it's
Thunder to
crazy.
say that was horrible.
Nah,
Yeah, that's hard. That's a horrible example.
It's subjective. It's like if I went and ate dinner with a
Jesus
Chinese
Christ.
person, right? And to their custom, they may say, that nigga's a savage. He ain't using no chopsticks. This nigga don't want to sit down and squat at the table like we do. You know what I'm saying? It's subjective to your cultural perspective. To your
No, that's objective. That ain't even subjective.
It's subjective.
That's not.
No. Subjective means that it's based on the person. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not an opinion. If you were to see a guy, let's just say in jail, right, and this nigga is stabbing a nigga up 47 times with a knife, with a sharp fork, you would say that nigga is that nigga a savage. That's not subjective, brother.
It is subjective because the person that's stabbing a person may not feel like that's being savage. That's the whole point of being subjective. It depends on who the person. It depends on.
You're talking about the action of. You're talking about the action savage. No, I'm talking about the adjective.
Can I ask you a question?
Not the adjective. Somebody uses the term savage as a when we using it as a term, somebody may say it's derogatory.
Yeah, the adjective. Yeah, the adjective.
So what y'all saying is, okay, I get it. All right.
No.
I'm gonna back off my point. No, I get it. I get it. Listen,
derogatory, bro. I'm saying, but you talking about. That's why I painted the picture. You talking about a scientist, an abolitionist, a dude who felt like based off his church upbringing that all humans came from the same place. So when he used it, he wasn't using like the crazy niggas was using.
Right. He was using it according to
in the proper context of the definition.
Right. I get that. Now,
yeah, that's what.
Hold on. Yeah. I get that. Now, I have to accept that, even though I don't feel like, you know what I mean, a person can be divorced from their society completely. But I have to accept it according to how he used it in his treaty. But you brought up another point. You were saying that because a person is an abolitionist and they belong to a Christian society who is against slavery, right? It can divorce them from races.
No. I see, and I said that because if you listen to, and I swear I don't want to bring your fucking name up, but I'm gonna do it. When you listen to Raw Born, and I listened to Raw Born and Mental Dialogue, right? My man, Black Socrates, what he said was, then this is a good point, right? This is something I really learned, that it was a serious distinction because a lot of the abolitionists, right, the white boys, although they didn't want black people enslaved, right, they still felt like that y'all might not have deserved the same rights. And so the black abolitionists...
Perfect. That's what I was about to bring up. Perfect.
Yeah, they were saying, fuck that. Look, we ain't fucking with you then.
Right. So you look, you have the Quaker Society here, right? They were abolitionists, right?
Right.
And you look, but they didn't believe, just because they didn't believe that you, come on, Doug, pull off. Just because you believe that, you know, that people shouldn't be enslaved to other human beings, it didn't mean that you wanted to live in the same society with them, right? The same way, what's his name? Lincoln. Lincoln didn't believe in the equality of races, but he was against slavery. Right. You know what I mean? So, like, we look at him as a great man, but he didn't look at you as being equal. He said that the white race should be on top. End quote.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree, but that wouldn't have been Darwin because he hated my.
I didn't say it was Darwin. I'm just saying that you.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you something that none of y'all would have did. I bet you nobody listened to this show. None of y'all on this panel, y'all wouldn't have did what Darwin did. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I wouldn't have did it either. Imagine being in the middle of the fucking world somewhere, like millions of miles away from your fucking home on a motherfucking steamboat. Ain't no
when he was fighting for the Tasmanian people.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, get off the boat." He was like, "I get off the motherfucking boat." Yo, imagine that, yo. I wouldn't have did it. Y'all have been in trouble, nigga. I'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna get you when I get back."
Look. The Quakers was a part of the Underground Railroad, right? They They will hide black people and put their own lives in jeopardy. You feel me? But I'm still not gonna let this nigga marry my fucking daughter. You feel me? Like, yo, racism is a crazy thing, yo. We trying to blanket this shit.
You know, Chef,
Racism though, man.
It wasn't based off race, Chef. You know, when you're looking at Darwin, all right, let me ask you this. You see when
don't make me judge his heart. That's
Hold
crazy.
up. Can I do something real quick, Fitz, before you go in?
Let me just say this.
Sitting back listening, and I think there's something. I think there's something there's going that. All right,
let him get it out first, ABO.
Go ahead. Let me get it out. If you look at the French, yeah, the French said that the British were barbarians. They were tribal. They were uncivilized. This is when the French had a civilization. Do you understand? Now let's go forward and look at what Darwin's done. He's doing what the French have done. He's using class. It's not race, because the French were the same color as the British, but they saw them as barbarians. It's subjective. It's subjective to time.
Hold on. According to their ethnicity, you saying that wasn't prejudice?
Nah.
You go talk to a 16th century Englishman and say that the goddamn the French wasn't prejudiced against them.
Chef, I said
I'm changing racist to prejudice.
I'm glad Fitz just did that.
They overlap.
What I have on the screen, y'all can see it. If y'all don't think racism and prejudice overlaps, then I don't. Hold up.
No. Sometimes
we having two different conversations.
Sometimes they can overlap, but they're not always the exact. They're not always the same. Just because I could be prejudiced against something and not be racist.
So hold on. So y'all think race only applies to black and white?
No. Hold on.
No, you're not talking about race, Chef.
Can I do this real quick? Because what this is a misunderstanding of objective and subjective.
Huh?
What Fitz just did, objective is anything that sticks to the facts.
You all right?
But anything subjective has feelings.
Right, we know that, bro.
It don't seem like it. It really doesn't. It really
Tell
doesn't.
Tell me why you brought that up.
Because it seems like everyone is having a difference of opinions on what is subjective and objective.
Yeah,
y'all
because
arguing from objective.
Listen, objective means without bias. It is impossible.
Sebio.
Listen,
hey, what those
hold on. It is impossible.
Go ahead and finish it for me.
It is impossible for a human being to remove bias. You understand?
What?
It is impossible for a human being to remove all bias. To be objective is to be unbiased. The sun is objective. You get it?
Well, hold on. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. So actually, we can, but we have to use methods to do it, such as science, to remove the bias. So we can.
I agree. You on point with that one.
That's crazy.
And that's what I was trying to get at until Sosa rudely interrupted me. But thank you, sir.
It is humanly impossible for a human to remove bias. Yeah, it cannot be done. Now you can use.
Hey, 2 + 2 = 4.
You can limit the bias.
Hey, 2 + 2 = 4. Is that objective or subjective?
Objective.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
It's fixed to the fact.
But hold on. That's not the humans being objective. Those are the things, the 4 things being objective.
Yeah, that's the number.
Right.
So, Sebio, those people on that island, are they savages?
So too.
No, we create
to the fact.
We create things to get to the. We create things so we can arrive at objective truth. But I agree that human beings, you know what I mean? I don't know why we're wired like that in society, whatever. We definitely biased.
Thunder asked me a direct question, and my direct answer is yes. Those people are savages.
Hey, should everybody will the vaccine save our economy right now?
Thunder, let me clear this up.
Hold on one step, brother.
Thunder, let me just clear this up.
So okay, I've got you, brother. But let me let answer the question, bro. I got you, man. I'm gonna let you talk.
Let me just,
brother. I'm gonna let you talk, but can I ask Unc a question first, man? Damn, that's all I'm saying. I heard.
If Unc ain't responding, Unc ain't at a computer, but you know he gonna say yes, bro.
No, he right. I'm looking right at him. Okay, all right, cool. Go ahead,
Sosa,
Ash.
what Sosa was saying was right. When we're talking about objective, we're talking about nature, things objectively to nature. We need science to do that. We need a method to do that. In a social construct, when we're talking about social human construct, we can be objective. We can be neutral. Yes, there's neutrality in that. And that's an objective stance in that way. Yeah, but that's a human concept. When we're talking about nature, we have to use science to be more objective, because we do have a bias when it comes to nature. We're going to see things like we see spirits, you know, and that's where we need to be tested.
Fitz,
and that's the difference.
Fitz, I was actually right there with you. I was backing you up, but Sosa wanted to come and try to shoot me down. All of a sudden,
my shit wouldn't even aim at you, Samuel. That's why I don't understand why you're upset.
But you just jumped on it and just ran away with what I was doing. Didn't
All right, go ahead, Finn. Go ahead, King. Go ahead, King. Cause you killed me with the whisper, the whisper daggers and shit.
Because it's upset. It's frustrating, bro.
Ahead,
that's how I talk when I get frustrated.
No, I know. That's why I say I feel the daggers come with the whisper. You know what I'm saying? You try to keep it in. Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I think totally what we're going around is what I see what Chef is, and I think what the problem is with us as a black race here is we still got colorism. I know Darwin's dead and gone. We're not even worried about him. Why are we even bringing him up? We should only be bringing up his theory, his scientific theory. Do you understand? Thunder, you can breathe as hard as you want, but we're dealing with objectivity here. We're dealing in
all right. Okay, cool, brother. Let's deal with objectivity, man.
Fitz is a pseudo killer. Fitz is a pseudo killer, Thunder.
Hold on, let's deal with objectivity, man.
I don't see.
Corey, let's deal with Corey. Let's deal with objectivity, man. Was Darwin right? Ash, we got you. We done heard what you said, man. Was Darwin right about those guys in Africa being savages to him?
To him,
was he right? Yes or no?
To him, when you word it like that, depending on how you word it, you said to him. Like,
when he said, okay, cool. When he said that the Africans were savages, right? At that time, was he being objective or subjective?
Subjective to his culture.
He's being objective, man. How the hell is he being subjective? How?
Because he was his opinion.
He was writing from facts. He was writing from facts.
Whose standards is he judging them by?
According to the definition,
right? No, he was being objective.
According to the definition of savage, he is correct.
No, but whose standards? Whose standards? Who's Western, Eastern? What standards is he judging that by?
Because those people on North Sentinel Island are still living like those people.
You're being very vague.
You see, this is a game we play. Those people on North Sentinel Island that I just brought up are still living like those people that Darwin called savages. But we just gonna overlook those people. If we call those people savages, and Darwin was traveling the world in the 1700s, looking at people with no shoes,
just like them,
no hairbrushes, no toothbrushes, eating clams fresh out the shell.
I still do that.
That's because I'm telling the truth. He was being objective. And y'all want to make this man away.
No, that's not crazy. That's y'all have a fundamental understanding.
Look, hold on. I'm not sitting here trying to make the man not racist. I'm just saying he was looking at things scientifically.
What I'm saying
from the lens that he was able to look at it objectively. And he took his feelings out of it.
No, and that's why it's subjective, because he's using his lens. You know what I'm saying? He has his own biases. He has his own emotional attachment. You know what I'm saying? It's with bias. That's why he's calling him a savage. That's why we call him a savage, because of our bias.
Sabiel, it's like good point. So like you saying you're better than a monkey when you're both living. You're both in the environment surviving. It's subjective to you.
You have a higher IQ. This is crazy. Is this the fucking? What are we doing, man?
What does that mean? You have.
What are we doing?
So what does that
mean? Are you equating Sabiel to a goddamn monkey?
Nah, man, you taking the conversation in a weird place. That's
You
not what
don't
he's
get
saying.
it. That's what I mean. You're on a lower level, Thunder.
Listen, hey, we need to move on past subjective and objective, though. It's too complicated.
No, because
I don't think it is
the
at all.
The whole point is y'all don't want to admit that I'm right.
No,
your ego is in the way. Your ego is in the way right now, bro.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question, JB.
Let me say anything.
Let me ask you a question, and you can go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you don't ask me anything, bro, because you won't even let me talk.
All right, go ahead, bro.
The minute I brought up the definition of objective and subjective, you cut me off.
Go ahead, say your point, bro.
Because I'm done. I have nothing else to say.
All right, shit, bounce, then. Shit. Yeah.
All right, what's up, so?
I'm saying, when Darwin looked at those people and he called them savages, right?
Right.
Is he biased?
How would he be? How's he showing a bias?
Does he have a bias?
How is he showing it?
He comes from some place that comes from another culture. Is he
a civilized culture?
Is he culturally biased?
No, he's coming from a civilized culture.
Is he culturally biased, bro?
No, because he's looking at
brother. I just told you how is that manifest? How did he manifest a bias?
Because he has his own culture, and his culture people wear clothing, right?
Right.
So if he comes in contact with another culture, he is culturally biased to his own culture.
Exactly.
Just like when I look at somebody from that place, I am biased to my culture. I'm thinking you need a goddamn shirt on, right?
Wow.
Because of my bias.
So we're biased. So we're biased when we call them people on North Sentinel Island savages.
Yeah.
So no. What I'm saying.
No, we're not. We're looking at them objectively as human beings who are living outside the realm of us.
Civilization.
Hey, listen. So today we would say, when we look at somebody from different culture and they do things different, we'll say those are cultural differences, right?
Cultural differences.
Yes, that's what we would say.
Yeah.
That's the words today. That's saying the same thing as
no. Well, you can do that. You can do that. You can do that. You can do that.
You can
That's
do
exactly
that.
what it is.
You can do that.
Exactly what it is.
You can do that.
But y'all want to be politically correct.
You can do that. You can do that, Corey. You can do that. I will yield on that. I yield.
We have a better way of speaking today. We don't speak.
Yeah, but it still applies though.
Right. I mean,
you may use different terminology, but savage still applies.
Is that wrong? Yes, we can still say today that was not the way to be talking because they
are not domesticated. They are not domesticated. They are wild, uncultivated.
Yes.
They are uncivilized. All those things applies to those cats over there.
Let me ask you
from our perspective.
And we don't use those words today. Those words would be offensive today.
We talking about the meaning. We talking about definition.
They are not domesticated. Like whose definition are we using to define domestication?
Exactly. Thunder.
Yeah.
I could say to you, I could say your English is very poor and that your vocabulary is the worst in the world. Whose standards are you using to do that by?
You would have to show how that's so. And if you could prove that what you're saying, that's not subjective.
Thunder, you're a domesticated American.
We all are.
You know that, don't you?
We all are. So
no, he's talking about my language, my grammar. That's what he's talking about. I'm talking about me and him. He's talking about my grammar.
You're a domesticated American. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about.
Is that not a bias?
If you're saying, put it like this, brother, if my IQ, I got you. If my IQ is a 15, you would say at that point, this person here has some, he lacks education, proper education. That is not subjective. That is objective. this person lacks
He may
sufficient
be properly
education to be able to function in this capacity.
What if he's properly educated to go to do everything he need to do within his culture?
Exactly. What does that mean? You really doesn't. You're being subjective. You really don't understand objectivity.
Oh boy.
I know that's what I'm saying, bro.
Y'all are ridiculous.
Like if
man.
you do, I was saying I'd rather move on, like because like you don't.
Come on, move on then, bro. You want to move on? Come on, man. What's up?
You don't understand the basic concept of subjectivity. Like
I do, brother. You're trying to flim flam, and I'm reading off the screen. That's all I do.
I know you.
But go ahead, bro. What you want to move on to?
I know you're reading off the screen.
Come on, brother. What you want to move on to?
Yeah, man. But yeah. But like I said, we started off down the path of the reparations in the black church. Now we got stuck on subjectivity and objectivity, though.
Do you agree with Reggie?
Absolutely not. I mean, I agree with that the church, that you can say Christianity is harm. I mean, but coming at the black church of reparation, I was still trying to find out for sure about the payment. We never got to the hierarchy.
Yeah, I wanted to see how that was gonna go.
That's what I wanted to find. You know what I'm saying? Because I figure Pastor Bennett probably would know at least. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure he knows some Baptist ministers. You know what I'm saying? He may know some Baptist ministers. You know what I'm saying? Like, because y'all had me curious. I'm thinking like I never thought about.
I never heard that.
I thought,
but each church does pay into a hierarchy. Yeah, they are right about that. Each church pays into. Let's just say the Baptist church pays into the Baptist church. The Methodist pay. You know what I'm saying? That's fine, but I don't know anything past that.
Yeah, who's getting it? Like who is like?
No, they have a headquarters. You know, it's just like frats, right? I'm in a couple of fraternities. We pay our dues. We pay dues, and the dues go to our chapter. Then from the chapter, it goes into the regional chapters, the regional districts, and then from the regional, it goes into the national.
Yeah, I'm not saying wrong. I just want to know where it is so I can know it. Like, what is it?
What the world headquarters of the Baptist Church?
Yeah, like what is that? Where is it at? What do they get? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much do they rake in yearly? Like, I'm curious. And like, if Pastor Bennett does, like, how do they find a way to co-opt that? Like, that's what I want to know.
Okay, let's do this then. Hopefully y'all can see my. Hold on, I'm about to share my screen. 1 second, brothers. What we got? Chromium tab. Boom. All right, can y'all see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool. All right, the Jehovah's Witnesses, 2009, they relocated their headquarters to wherever it is.
Baptist, though, Jehovah's Witnesses is a little different.
Well, brother, we are talking about religions in general.
I know, but I kind of specifically want to deal with the Baptist because Jehovah's Witnesses is kind of like.
Yeah, brother, but it's still a
kind of like NOI headquarters.
Yeah.
I want to get like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get back, you know what I mean? The Baptists.
I think with those First Baptists and Second Baptists and all this other stuff, I don't know if it's going to work like that.
I kind of look at Jehovah's Witnesses like semi like a cult. I mean, I know they all a cult to agree. I kind of view them like NOI-ish, more NOI.
Tripping.
Like the Mormons. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Like, I know the Mormons got their own headquarters because they're a different branch. They're not the mainstream like Baptists. You know what I'm saying? Episcopal, like that type of stuff.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Maybe this is one. Maybe this will help you out a little bit, bro.
see it. Put it up there. Like I said,
I got you, brother. I got you.
I ain't saying you're wrong. I just want to know where. I just want to know.
I got you, brother. All right. So American Baptist Churches USA. So I got to find a church up there. So that let you know that it's more than one. It had to be a conglomerate of churches. Support the American. Let's see how we serve. Let me go back to that. Support the American Baptist family through your church's giving to United Mission. So you see, giving is all in here. How we serve, giving, find a church. Let's find a church. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So let's see. I'm in Stone Mountain.
What y'all trying to figure out?
He want to know what a headquarters of the Baptist Church.
Oh, the Christian. That's American Baptist Christian USA.
Yeah, we're just trying to see what may be going on here.
What the hell everybody at? Did y'all
what
finish
between?
the conversation?
They trying to figure out
the
hierarchy. You know,
we just moved on.
Y'all look in the Wikipedia article, tell you.
Yeah. I gotta go step aside, look at my laptop or my phone.
Hold on, it's 10 churches right here in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area, as you see. Chin community. All these are members. Friendship Baptist. We know what Friendship Baptist Church down there. That's where the Georgia Dome was. You remember they did that deal with the Georgia Dome. Y'all know about that? You know about that, right?
Where? Near the where?
Friendship Baptist Church was they moved when they first wanted to build the Mercedes Dome right now.
Yeah.
Okay, they had to buy them boys out. Yeah, that was Friendship Baptist Church.
They brought them out,
yeah,
right?
So they're part. Yeah, they bought them out. So we got Salem Baptist Church. Yeah, all it Wheat Street. So they got 10 people in that network right there. So I don't know how I don't know how all that goes, but it's 10 people in this network right here in Atlanta. 10 Ebenezer Baptist. You know about Ebenezer Baptist Church?
That's Martin Luther King and them.
Yeah. So we talking about, they got some big time stuff going on here. And that ain't no small congregation either. You know, so that money, all that money there is going to
where's going to?
These niggas are right here. So
let's see. Hold on.
Non-denominational is a loophole.
Hold on.
Maybe so. American Baptist Churches.
Yeah, that's where, as far as Garfield was explaining, non-denominational is the loophole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I knew when he said it, that's what made me come on the panel, because I actually thought about it. And the organization that I worked for, Mission St. Louis, they were non-denomination.
Yeah.
And the church that they attended was non-denomination.
Yeah,
and every church that they set up, their banner was non-denominational.
Put it back up.
Yeah, what it say? What's the name of it? Is it American Baptist Churches USA? What is it?
American Baptist Churches USA.
Oh man, in May 1845, the Baptist congregation in the United States split over slavery and mission. They say the Home of Mission Society prevented slaveholders from being appointed as missionaries. The split created the Southern Baptist Convention, while the Northern Congregation formed their own umbrella organization, now called the American Baptist Churches of USA. The Methodist Episcopal Church South had recently separated over the issue of slavery, and Southern Presbyterian would do so shortly thereafter. So yeah, that's a major organization right there, the Southern Baptist Conference, and then you got the American Baptist Churches USA.
And Southern Baptists be racist at a mother.
Yeah, you got
man.
Yeah, you gotta get your
no.
Oh, I know.
You got black churches in the Southern Baptist too, man.
It don't matter.
Don't get it twisted.
It don't matter.
Oh, they racist too?
All churches are racist.
Westboro Baptist.
All right, man. Y'all letting Westboro be the. No, you can't do that, bro.
Hey, they Southern Baptist. That's
like saying, well, yeah, that's like saying all black people Dumb niggas. Yeah, you can't do
No, I'm
that.
not doing like that. I'm saying like what was like Oral Roberts was like he was Baptist, wasn't he? Let me pull up my computer.
Oh shit. The Southern Baptist Convention was founded in my home. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. It was founded in 1845. I ain't know that. But yeah, so it's a network, man. So let's just I'll do one more too. And I know you probably will like this one.
New Methodist Episcopalian.
I'm gonna do one better than that. I'm gonna do one better than that. I'm gonna do one way better than that.
You can't be one better than that. They're the
I'm
biggest.
saying that's gonna relate. That's gonna relate.
Listen
That's gonna
to the
relate
whole,
to us.
Listen to the
Well,
term. Listen to what it's called. African
Yeah.
Methodist
Yeah.
Episcopalian.
Yeah.
What up, man?
All right. So
Get no more
right here,
serious
this is the Church of God. Well, yeah, it's black people though. Church of God in Christ. That's a mostly black, or definitely a black founded. Bishop Mason, I think that was his name. He founded this, and the world headquarters is in Memphis, Tennessee. I know that to be true. I know that for a fact. Yeah, C.H. Mason. So every Church of God in Christ, I guarantee you, send funds to this place, to the world headquarters, which is in Memphis, Tennessee.
I heard Memphis. Whoa.
I ain't said nothing bad about Memphis, brother. We just said about Church of God in Christ, world headquarters.
I'm just messing with you, my guy.
Yeah, G.E. Patterson was the. I was in Cogic when I was a little kid, like 16, 17.
Yeah, you got street name out there and everything.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are you showing this for? Show us that they making money. You know they making money.
No, he wanted to know about the hierarchy, man. So I'm saying each church is under each church. Yeah, has their own hierarchy. That's all.
Except
well, yeah, but
so far we got right.
Except non-denomination. Yeah, we don't know where they at.
Non-denomination. And I see why though, because you can go and you can proselytize anywhere and set up churches anywhere and convert anyone and accept anyone.
Man, it's a good book on that. Was it Religious Instruction of the Negro? Pretty good book, man. Break down a lot of those different religious sects and which groups in certain areas in the United States.
So you went into that?
Oh yeah, I get into it.
I'm still going into it.
Yeah, it's a good book, man. But he break a lot of that stuff down. A lot of letters, a lot of instructions and stuff coming out of those European countries too, and being sent out to them European countries as well. So,
all right, look, this what we're gonna do, man. Got my man on here real quick. He can definitely explain that whole situation to us. Where you at, one?
I'm right here.
Yeah, so we trying to figure out the whole church structure as far as Baptist churches. Do they have to do the black church got to kick money up to other larger organizations? How does that work? I know you know how that works.
Yeah. Hold up. All right. So the churches are divided into most district churches are divided into districts and regions. For instance, the United Methodists, they have the Southeast Conference, they have the Western Conference, they have Eastern Conference, Northern Conference, and such and such. So each of these conferences, each church pays into a larger pool, right? So let's say you have an annual budget, you have to put in X amount of dollars based on the size of the church and the budget to the general conference. That general conference, whichever whether you're Eastern, Northern, whatever, pays to the general conference, which is oversees all of that stuff, right? That goes into another pool which distributes funds to churches who have difficulty with mortgages, things of that nature. So, and most the Church of God in Christ is similar to that as well, which they pay theirs to the conference, to the general conference in Memphis, or well, right now they're in California with Bishop Blake. So each of these those are large organizations. The small organizations don't have any accountability at all.
Okay.
Yeah. But on the larger scale, each of these little regions pay to another part of the organization which funds the larger thing. So that takes care of any deficiencies. And let's say you got a little church, your church membership has fallen off. Well, the resources from all the other churches within your conference, those are distributed to you. You can get anything basically, internet services, mortgage payments, all that kind of stuff. So it's a larger thing, a larger scope of resources that be used.
Is it optional?
No, it's not optional. It's not optional unless you cannot afford. Let's say you cannot afford to pay to the general conference. You cannot, because your congregation is so small, you can't pay anything to the general conference. Mm-hmm. Well, that's no problem. That's no problem. The general conference will help you in any way that they can. So until it'll help you restructure, they'll help you do a whole lot of things, man. I mean, it's really a marvelous way to continue ministry, man, and helping communities and whatnot. So it has its upsides and it has its downsides as well.
I see what you're saying, and I'm understanding something now. When I'm starting to see these little small churches, that's why. Yeah. Because they're not able to pay those fees.
Right.
And the bigger church starts expanding and the more they expand, the less the people who are attending that smaller church, they start going to that bigger church because the congregation is bigger and it seems like it's doing better.
But bigger is not always better.
Bigger is not always better.
For instance, the church that I was in, Gordon Memorial United Methodist, it's a large church, $2.3 million budget, but they couldn't pay their conference fees for like 5 years because they were operating in the red for a long time. They had built a new building, this, that, and the other. And so they had to pull on the conference for resources to help them survive. And so those resources that other churches put into the general conference helped my church survive, even though the church was a $1 million church.
What about non-denominational?
Non-denominational, really, they're not accountable to anybody. For instance, they're only accountable to themselves, basically. Unless you have, like my church, my ministry was non-denominational. I was totally autonomous, autocephalous. So I didn't have to pay to anyone in general necessarily. But what I did do was create a means whereby those who wanted connection, who wanted to be connected to someone else, we provide the resources for them based on what the resources we had. So if you needed books, if you needed resources to get started, if you needed small business loans, things like that, we provide those things.
Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. And you have to look at it this way too. The church has been, whether you like it or not, the church has been the most successful organization, especially the Black church, has been the most successful organization for the last 1,000 years. For all the good reasons and all the bad reasons as well. It's been successful. The model has been successful, man. We've done a lot, man, with social justice, dealing with those things, man, and just creating an atmosphere, man, for some people, man, to feel more comfortable, whether you believe in God or not. Still, man, those resources are available to not just to the congregants, but to those at large as well.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, you just cleared up. You cleared up a lot right there.
Yeah, but some of these organizations, man, they get beside themselves, man. They have the leaders really dictate how things run, man. If you got a corrupt leader, basically what's going to happen is you're going to end up in corruption, man. But for the most part, man, most of these leaders of these larger organizations, man, they mean good by both the people, man, and the communities which they serve.
Oh, I forgot to mention.
So people like Creflo Dollar, they're like
I was just about to talk about it. So when you got Creflo
Call him Cuff Your Dollar, not
Stop,
Creflo.
man.
Cuff
So
Your Dollar.
Creflo a good guy, man. He do a lot of
Cuff Your Dollar.
in the dude do a lot in Atlanta, man. Trust
Is
me.
he part of the TBN?
TBN is the whole.
If he's part of the TBN.
Okay, let me finish, man. So what I was saying was that when you looking at Creflo Dollar, he has his own ministry, like TD Jakes Ministries.
What is it though?
No, that's what it's called.
No, I'm saying
Creflo Dollar Ministries.
I'm saying, is it a non-denominational? Like what is it?
No, yeah, it's just him.
So that's
his show. It's like a circus, you know. No, he's not attached to none of them.
Let me explain that part.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. Really, but to understand this. So, for instance, you may be part of a larger organization, right? You may be part of the World Baptist Convention, right? But you can create another nonprofit entity in your name. I always say incorporate your name. Why? Because now you own that. That's the way you distribute your audio, your video, the materials that make you money, right? The material, all the things that make you money, where you don't have to rely on the church's income, tithe, and offering, right? So you create a Creflo Dollar Ministry, you create Apostle L.D. Wilkerson Ministries, you create T.D. Jakes Ministries. Those entities are not connected necessarily to the church itself. That's your own ministry, a nonprofit organization.
LLC.
Right, LLC, or most of the time it's a sub S corporation.
It's a self
income.
Or a 501c3.
Yeah, and you can actually do what we call corporate cannibalism, right?
Hey, one second. We got 10 minutes left. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish off. That's the Baptist World Alliance. Go ahead.
You can create what we call corporate cannibalism, right? Where you could have a for-profit entity, right, which is underneath a non-profit entity, which feed the for-profit feeds the non-profit.
All right, right here, you got, y'all see the screen? Yeah, Baptist World Alliance. So Worldwide Alliance of Baptist Churches. This for who that Sosa, whoever that was talking about. The organization counts 47 million people, bro. In 2020, largest organization of Baptist churches in the world. Less than half of the world's Baptist churches are affiliated with it, but it still got 47 million people, and it's less than half of the people.
Yeah,
headquartered in Washington. That's Washington State. So I don't know how many. I don't know what churches are
Look
part
what
of this.
says leader is. Can you read that? That's important. That's very important.
What you say, leader?
Its leader is the Argentinian Thomas Mackey.
Hold on, brother. Where you see?
Yeah, where you at? I'm trying.
As a matter of fact,
to the top. The last sentence in the top paragraph.
The last sentence at the top.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, brother. Yeah. Its leader is the Argentinian Thomas Mackey. I've heard that name too. I've heard that name.
Black Baptists and millions of dollars to who?
Guess what? The leader is my LB's father.
The Thomas Mackey.
Stabbed in the heart.
That's my line brother. That's my line brother's father.
Yeah. So it's a black guy.
Yeah.
Okay. 241 Baptist denomination members in 126 countries. You know how many countries in the world? Like 190 something.
I've been to 46 of them.
Hold on.
I think it's 190 some countries in the world.
Go down to history and read in the middle where it starts at. It was, however, in
1904 when such congregation became a reality. John Newton Prestridge, editor of the Baptist Argus at Louisville, Kentucky, called for the World Gathering of Baptists. John Howard Shakespeare, editor of the Baptist Times in Freeman, London, endorsed a proposal in 1904. The Baptist Union of Great Britain passed a resolution to invite a Congress to meet with them in 1905. At the Congress, a committee was formed which proposed a constitution for a world alliance. The Baptist World Alliance was founded in London. During this first Baptist World Congress in July 1905.
Wow.
It should open to any general union.
2020, the Argentinian Thomas Mackey. See the South African Paul.
Yep, South African. Yep.
Isaac.
Actually, he's Zulu. Actually, he's a Zulu. Zulu living in South Africa. That's my line. That's my.
You shouldn't have let me see that, Thunder.
Yeah, that's
Why
my.
not?
That's my line.
I think what you're doing, you. I don't know why you're doing it, but you got 126 countries, bro. That's what you're not doing. I don't know why you're doing what you're doing.
Care.
That's the problem. You need to carry 126 countries. So if they went from South Africa, obviously they're South Africa. Then now they went to Argentina.
See, that's because you really don't understand what I'm talking about. You don't understand.
What you talking about? Yeah, tell me what you're talking about.
This is just another dagger for me to use against people.
Why you want to use? Anyway, bro, I don't know.
Because it's time to destroy this crap. Let it go.
Okay, you see how much they're destroying them, right? 42 million people. All right, bro. My point is,
if you look, this is if you want to hold on to it, hold on to it. It's time to think. Okay. That's all I'm pushing is thinking. And if you can't look into that as I just looked into it and see the control mechanisms being used on us, you're anti-us. So you will be an enemy to me because I am the nemesis against all misinformation. So if you are trying to mislead and keep our people under white people control, Jesus control, Sky Daddy control, you got a problem with me, bro.
Sabio, the last person I'm worrying about is you on this earth.
I know.
Please don't puff yourself up.
Don't come on my panel.
Don't puff yourself up, bro.
I ain't pumping myself up.
You are puffing yourself up, man. Calm down, bro. Why are you doing this to me? You trying to chump me out, nigga?
No,
is you crazy?
I'm trying to chump you out, Thunder. I'm just trying to let you know that you're looking at this source totally wrong. You're endorsing them.
I'm not
hold on to the Baptist.
We are doing a research. We're doing research on what Baptist.
I researched it. And
yeah,
you're
telling me. I just learned a lot. Like I said, I
just learned a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what you're doing, bro.
And I'm going to destroy it even more. That's all.
I appreciate
what are you destroying?
I appreciate you coming on, giving some clarity. Like you cleared a lot of things up, bro.
Yeah, what are you destroying? Tell me what you destroying, nigga. They got 47 million people. What are you destroying?
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about those who want to push people like you that want to push Jesus.
Why do you think I want to push Jesus?
Because that's who you pushing.
When have you ever heard me push Jesus?
Right now, pushing the Baptist church.
You see what I'm saying? King Sosa, why am I looking at this right
now? We just looking at the.
I'm just messing with it.
Come on, man. Chill out. All right, yeah, I mean you cool, Sabio, man, but dog, don't try to chump me out, man. Like, are you good, bro?
Just having fun.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, long as you laugh and we good, bro. Yeah, man. So yeah, I agree. We did learn a lot. 241 Baptist denomination members and 120. How many countries we got, bro? I think it's 190 countries.
What's the conclusion? Did we figure
out? No, we're saying that this is a huge. When we talking about, he want to know about the Baptist church. King Sosa want to know about the Baptist hierarchy.
What I'm saying is, did we figure out that church?
Hey, look at Church of God. Look at Church of God in Christ.
Yeah, he was saying
we already did that already.
Non-denominational don't have to answer to nobody, and like when you go to trademark your name, like TDJ Ministries, it's kind of like operating like an LLC. That's your own.
Right. That's his joint. Yeah.
I don't really get to have fun, Thunder. Most of my conversations are super serious. I don't get to joke with nobody for real.
Brother, I just, I don't know, we love each other, man, but I don't know you like that nigga to be pressing me like, don't press me, bro. No, homie. But no, you good, man. We everybody fine. It's all love, man. As long as you explain yourself, we good. But no, yeah, so that's what we came up with concrete. We were just looking at, so we got 47. We got 400 and how many people? How many churches? 241 Baptist denominations.
Well,
I don't even think that means churches. I think that's just the amount of denominate. I don't know if that's First Baptist, Second Baptist, Third Baptist, whatever. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
that's all the different Baptists.
That's just different styles.
Different styles.
169,000 churches.
Sound about right.
169,000 churches belong to this one organization.
But you know it's all about money.
It would be beneficial though. No, it would be beneficial because it's like pooling your money. So
right, it makes sense.
Like, yeah, it's like you can't if you got a group like that, like it's like
imagine the black people thought like this.
Like the college fraternity.
That's
if you link in with an
right.
organization like that, you can't fall.
Right,
Imagine
the
if
Freemasons.
did that.
Yeah, I mean we give all our money to
the
national
church.
Headquarters. Yeah,
To the church.
Yeah,
no,
but
not
it's
to the church,
your,
man.
But it's for your survival though. It's for
right. It's supposed to
can't fall off.
How? How is
And
the
they
church
take-
for our survival?
I'm talking about the survival of the church.
No, the survival of the organization, man.
How is the survival of the church for our survival?
You conflating the
Yeah, you didn't hear what he said, man.
we're talking
He's saying that us giving money to the world headquarters is for the survival of that organization.
Okay. That's
not
exactly
you, man.
right.
Yeah, you ain't gonna.
That's exactly that. I'm like,
not you, man.
I'm
It's just like if you were to give your money to the Dagger Squad or whatever.
Trying to figure out how to be for.
No, yeah. So if you was starting a church,
what I'm talking about. We need
you
to
starting
stop
a
giving
church, it would be
church
beneficial for
and
you
give
to
it
fall
to
off under their
organizations for our survival.
No, we ain't.
Let me ask you a question, dog. Let me ask you a question, Sabio. Had the Baptist Church say black lives?
What do you mean?
You're saying that the Baptist Church given to a war headquarters would not be? Yeah, maybe so. But if you're in such you have such hostility toward you're saying that they did shit to help black people, right?
No, I'm saying that. you see, here I'm gonna let y'all know exactly why I stand like this against religion. Confusion, and they're not ours. None of these is ours. And I understand all the good things that they've done, and I respect them. I acknowledge them. But it's 2021. It's time to let them go. We're not ready
and
to
do what? And follow Sabio?
No. Didn't nobody see? Don't cut me off. You see, if we're not ready to become thinkers, viable thinkers, we won't become viable citizens.
Sabio,
We've been
got
waiting
you,
on space daddies for years.
Okay, cool. No space daddies. Get rid of religion. What we gonna do, bro? Tell me what you want us to do.
I'm gonna tell you.
We're gonna
I just told you.
Go ahead.
There's things we can do.
Go ahead.
We can pool our resources together.
To do what?
Build communities. Build schools.
We doing that.
So what's wrong with that? We don't need sky daddies to do that.
Right.
We don't need sky families to do that.
I got you. We already doing that.
No. You see, there we go. You asked me, and I'm explaining.
Brother, we got you though. We understand what you're saying. We already doing that though.
Because you're still sitting here saying that the Baptist Church and all these other churches are good. And like I said, they ran their course.
So they ain't doing no more good, right?
They're taken from the communities. They're misleading people with this blackologist crap, trying to make Jesus black, trying to make the people of the book black, trying to make everybody
the
God's
conscious
children.
Communities will make Jesus black. You ain't never heard no Baptist, church talking about Jesus was black. You ain't never heard that.
Here we go. You don't ever want me to get it out.
Hold on. Sabio, he said, Thunder just said that nobody in the church said that Jesus was black.
Oh, that's crazy.
When you're okay, cool. When you're coming up, you learned, Sean, when you was in the church, I think you said your great granddaddy was a Baptist
Yeah,
preacher,
he had
right?
his own church.
Right, cool. And I, I ain't dissing, so I ain't gonna speak on him. I'm saying I'm bigging him up. Do you believe that man was talking about black Jesus? Yeah, okay, cool. Were you talking about a black Jesus, bro?
It was a picture of a white Jesus.
Was he talking about black Jesus? That's what I asked you.
No, I'm answering your question. I'm telling you that we had a picture in the church of a white Jesus, and then we had a picture in the church that replaced white Jesus that was black.
Man,
okay, well, that's cool.
Man, it's time to let it go. Live without religion.
You are tripping.
No, I'm not.
Let me step in. Let me say.
Let me ask you a question. Did West Africans live without religion?
Hold on, Thunder.
Hold on, because me and Sean supposed to talk about that too. Me and Sean, because he brought up some of that folk religion. I hope he don't want to do that.
You supposed to be presenting on West Africa. I'm waiting on that.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool. We'll get to that. All right, no problem. Go ahead.
It was a religion in West Africa. So yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Real quick. I think the Sabio's point. Now I know
we know you agree with him.
No, I don't. Because listen, what I want to say though. I think the point that needs to be very clear is that it's not that we need to get rid of the Christian church, because with the Christian church, there's institutions. Only a damn fool would throw away 102 years of fucking institution. That's retarded. But the reality is, if you took the word Christian church out of there and left the institutions, we could do the same damn thing. We could have been atheists, whatever the hell we wanted to be, those who worship the goddamn trees, right? And fit in those organized institutions, and we could have did the same damn thing. That's my argument. So I'm not. I don't need people to get rid of their religion. I just need people to be science advocates and scientifically literate. I'm not saying don't go home, don't pray when you're about to get in the car. All right, I ain't tripping with that. But I'm saying when it's time to make decisions, when you really need a good, tight decision with some accuracy, like right now, like Jesus can't help you right now. God, Jesus, none of the gods that ever lived on earth can help you understand why there's a pandemic and why there's a need for a vaccine. Why there's a need to wash your hands. Like hell, you got in the 1800s, late 1800s, you had these midwives, right? That would deliver babies, and the women that was delivering the babies, they wasn't dying at high rates. But you had the quote unquote doctors. They were delivering babies and doing all kind of shit, and they had high rates of mothers dying. They was like, babies dying and mothers dying. They was like, why in the hell ain't y'all got a high mortality rate? The midwives say, because we wash our hands. So the very fact that they would cut somebody open in surgery, then deliver a baby and all that shit and never cleaned the area up, that meant something. God didn't tell them that you need to wash your damn hands like that. Somebody would have had to understand disease. Now,
that's Bible though. It is biblical to wash your hands. Well, maybe not after that, but maybe before eating.
No, I was about to dive in there because they was around people who understood that, but they didn't know there wasn't there wasn't the germ theory where you know it was. They would drink water and die and didn't know it. The hell, motherfuckers died on a regular basis from drinking them, going back to the same drinking areas and dying. They didn't know about cholera. They was wondering what is that and what are they dying from? Into an investigator, scientific person started to investigate, and he realized that everybody that was on this side of town drinking out of that area, right, they would die. He figured it out. He went house to house, and he was like, where you get your water from? Over here. Okay, well, that person got sick, might have died. Where you get your water from? Over here, he didn't get sick. And once he figured out where everybody was going, right, they actually closed down the damn water. But they still didn't quite know yet. People got tired of taking that long-ass walk over there. They figured it was okay. They went back to drinking that water and went back to dying. It's like, it's in the goddamn water. Okay, so this is learned by investigation and science, not by Jesus Christ, not by Kula, not by none of that. It's through the understanding what nature is doing to you and how to figure out why are we dying from drinking natural water? What the hell is in the water? God and Jesus can't tell you that. So for me, I'm not tripping off what you believe, but I'm saying that Black people need to use finances, right? Understand that, right? and understand science. Like, that don't mean you can't be a Christian. Don't stop arguing with me about evolution. Cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, even people that claim to not be religious, right? And Chef might even said it. I'm giving too much credit to that Victorian, his black algae seeped out of him right there with that statement. It's just there. Because the truth is, every time you take your ass to a hospital, every time a new variant pops up and you say a new variant has popped up, you're giving credit to the works of Charles Darwin. They just didn't know. The disease, the theory of germs. They just didn't know. And my point is, no God gave that to them people. It's through science there. So I advocate, if you want to keep your religion, keep your religion. I just think it's dumb.
Me too.
I feel it to be dumb, but people want to believe. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that institution. But make your institution, first of all, it should be a valuable institution. My grandmother shouldn't be in a church for 30, 40, 50 years, make a sound investment in that church, and all she get is when she on a hospital bed, the preacher come over there praying over. Right. You put hundreds of thousands in this motherfucker.
You know what? I'm gonna go with you there.
That's all I'm saying, yo.
I'm gonna go with you there.
Yo, put in this motherfucking with it giving back. It's not. So if you got a mega church down there, where we at, bro? Off of 285, right? Right, Thunder?
You talking about Eddie Long Church, right?
Right. That's still the hood. Is it still not the hood?
Yeah. I was just over there today. I was just there today.
Okay, so why is it a mega church? Now, watch this. They claim to have the greatest power in the known universe, bro. So why can't they use the greatest power in the known universe to just clean that neighborhood up, bro? Man! Like, I expect that out of them. They get the most money from black people. 14 billion a year since 1980. 14 billion a year, bro. I'm expecting at least the area that you in, clean it up. Be a beacon, bro. The book tell you, go out there and talk to the people, bro. Educate them. Be you know what I'm saying? Be a harbinger for education and all that. Clean the community up. Why I gotta walk outside my church, Brown Memorial, on Belvedere in Baltimore? That's the church I went to. Okay. Before that, it was on down there off Emerson Avenue. Why I gotta walk outside and step on crack vials? Why do most people that live in the church don't live in that hood?
Thank you.
Outside the church. Why?
Thank you. They come from miles and miles away.
The greatest power to clean that up. That's my issue. At 14 billion, there should be no black people needing any food at any time. We could solve a lot of our problems with a lot of that money the church gets. Now, that operating costs, 60% of that money goes to operating costs. I get that. I get the whole 9 yards, but like, is it really, like, you're selling me something invisible? That's like, it's fucking invisible. You got to end up doing all the work. You got to go to school. You got to learn. You got to do that. Is it the time and effort put into that? Is it balancing itself out, Thunder? That's what I'm really saying. Is it myopic? That's what I'm saying. Like, is the Nation of Islam myopic? Like, we tend to forget that our ancestors looked at things as a way of balance. Right. Right. So no matter what the fuck you think the Nation of Islam did, are they balanced? I can't go back to selling dope and then say, yo, I was in the conscious community for 20 years, so I did this. At a certain point, y'all gotta say, but yo, you selling dope.
Thank you, Aunt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, although I paid people rent, played the shell game, which the police could never figure out, haha, that's funny. Paid people rent, had cookouts, did all that. But I'm still selling dope. You know what I'm saying? The nation. So for me, I mean, if you're not intelligent enough, and by all means, I'm not saying I'm the smartest person here or that upgrades the conscious community. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but I know what a code is. I know what the church do. I'm saying, the amount of money put into that institution, do it give back? That's what I'm doing. Give back that amount. That's what I'm really saying. The $14 billion. What are we saying for that 14 billion? That's all I'm saying. Because you already got. If I'm
still on the corner,
I be banging, dog. I got the invisible shoes, y'all. Here you go. Y'all see them? Yep, they soft on your feet.
Go past a bit of that link, you get that work.
$30. Yep, right? And y'all buy them for 100 years, yo. Yo, I should be doing a lot for the community. Like schools open, like seriously, neighborhood, like, come on, this nigga is selling invisible shoes, dog. No matter what.
Okay. Speaking of shoes, though, you can't you smashing on the church, fine, but you ain't smashing on Jordan.
I think the church has been a force in the black community. Only an idiot would say such things.
Of course, I want you to bang on Jordan. Let's bang on Tiger Woods. Let's bang on these niggas.
At least I get some shoes though, dog. You know what I'm saying? At least I got something to walk to school in, bro. At least I get that. You know what I mean? At least I get that. With the church, yo.
All you get is a feel-good feeling.
You say put the link
and
in
hope and prayer. You get hope and prayer and a feel-good feeling.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind people feeling good. Like, ain't nothing wrong with feeling good.
Sabio is a strange. I don't know why you doing this stuff, man. I don't know what happened to you. What is going on with you, man?
What happened to me, bro, is I started reading and I started learning.
Right.
And the more I learned, the more I realized that I was bamboozled, as all of us was.
Yeah, it's different though, yo. That's different from saying that the church hasn't been a valuable.
No, you gotta stop this, man.
I don't say that. I don't say that.
There's no reason for you to attack.
You definitely gotta stop making that argument.
There's no reason for you to attack.
I won't ever argue against what the church has done for
Bro,
us.
you shouldn't even be attacking the church. Not in my opinion.
I'm attacking religion. I'm attacking all religion. It's time to let go of religion.
That ain't gonna happen, Sabio.
I know it's not. But for those who are here, but for those who are listening, these are the ones
Let me ask you a question.
Reach out to.
Let me ask you this: you think is religion a part of our culture, the black culture?
Unfortunately, it has become a part of
right now. So now with that, are you anti-black, nigga?
No.
How is that?
That nigga crazy.
It's a part of our culture. It is
belief
a valuable.
Belief is a part of all cultures.
Belief is a part of all cultures.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm not talking about belief. I'm really talking about. No, well, there you go. There you go, Sean. I ain't talking about belief.
I'll just say the same thing. I ain't going against what you said. I say what you're saying extends to all people. That's
Because people make it up. People make up their narrative. So culturally speaking, people have the right to create what they want to believe.
Right.
Exactly.
West Africans did it.
Exactly. So why? And all I'm saying is why keep following this one that was pushed on us under colonial slavery.
So wait. So are you underestimating the pot? Like let's have a real serious conversation, man. Can we just?
I was going to say there's a difference.
Let me just make
difference in West Africa, though.
Let me just finish. I don't want to yell. Seriously, let me just say this. So are we underestimating the power of slavery? And then are we underestimating the power of the mind that is constructed for religion and belief? And are we underestimating just how religion is more than just a God? It's a culture. It's cultural. And so when you've been domesticated into a culture by way of slavery, and your deities weren't allowed in, and your language wasn't allowed then, your names like
this is what I'm talking about.
Sabian, can I just talk, dog? I don't want to come on, dog. I don't want y'all.
My fault. I thought I was mute.
So I'm saying you cannot underestimate that. So at a certain point, based off the fact that your mind is constructed to believe, you're gonna go with the only game in town. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go with what you think gonna help you win. Like that's what it is. Like human beings, period, are attracted to religion. That's why so many cults in the United States. And so if you have a strong belief, and then you got the African church, all that, and you believe in it, and man, you sunk at this point. So I'm not even faulting people for that. That's why I felt like Reggie's argument was crazy as hell. Right? But so I'm not faulting people for that. So Sabian, you can't take beliefs away. All I'm advocating for is scientific literacy within the church. Like, know the difference. Like know how to apply your Jesus Christ and learn how to apply your science. They you know what I'm saying? Like, don't make them contradict. Like you gotta separate the two.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's my fight.
I'm saying waiting on the Sky Daddy isn't helping us.
I know I've been sitting for 3 hours listening to y'all.
That's all I'm basically saying. Waiting on the Sky Daddy isn't helping us.
Hey, I come to the conclusion it ain't no separating them. Because
what?
God and science. Because, you know, God is a part of their reality, but science is a description of reality. So when their reality is they can't there's no way for someone who's a believer to separate God from science. You know what I mean?
That's a way. That's a way. I do it all the time. You have to.
Because you got to
like with evolution. Yeah, I mean, I'm down with evolution.
But then you got to ask yourself. So once you ask yourself this, you go, hold on.
I knew it. Tell the truth.
I'm down with evolution, but I'm saying you just like I was pressing Corey the other day. Hold on. I was pressing Corey the other day about. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Corey. Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
Don't let him get off the subject. Are you a Christian? We just want to know. Tell the truth.
Who me? Yeah. No, I'm not a Christian. No.
What are you?
I like the laws. I like the laws, man. I like the laws, statute, commandments.
Oh, that's a common phrase right there.
We're talking. Hold on. Hold on. He asked me a question. Let me answer. So I got you, Corey. Yeah, you go ahead.
Ask your question.
Go ahead, Corey.
We're gonna get to the point where
I'm gonna finish up.
We gonna say.
Go ahead, Corey. I'm gonna finish him up.
We go home against you, Thunder. But we knew it was something.
Hold on. Go ahead, Corey.
You're gonna have to ask yourself a question. When you ask yourself, where is God at?
Ask myself what?
If God and religion is real, right? You're gonna have to start to ask yourself certain questions. And if you're dealing in the realm of science, you see what I'm saying? Those questions.
If you deal with science,
have answers.
Hey, Corey. This is why I say this, Corey. And then I become.
Tell us it's the statutes and commandments.
I used to say that.
He sound like
have I already said that? How many times I said that?
Hey, the hell with that. Hey, Pastor Bennett, man, trying to be hiding the statute command. Hell with that.
Hey, Pastor, what the balls do? What the hell you talking about?
Hey, let me tell you. Hey, let me tell you Thunder is a Christian, man. Y'all just be making them scared to say it.
I am not a Christian, brother.
Hey, man, you ain't gonna be. Hey, Thunder, you ain't gonna be scared.
Hey, you are stupid.
Stand on your square. Hey,
no.
Pastor Bennett, they say you
Hey, hold on. Hey, Pastor Bennett. Hey, you did a good job, man. Against JJ. I just want to tell you. I think that that was a little. That was
Pastor Bennett.
Yeah. That was nice.
Thank you.
That was brutal.
Yeah, great
was
job.
Brutal.
No, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate it.
Did that to him. It was over.
Now you said that. Hold on. You said that was gonna be your last one, bro. I ain't trying to hear that foolishness.
Well, no. What it is
I know you're busy and all, man. But come on now.
No, I'm not trying to be no debater. I'm really not. If you really
I agree. I agree with that.
All I've ever done was try to defend my faith, but I ain't trying to be no debater. I'm not.
I agree with that.
We have good conversations, though, Pastor. Like I should be able to get a debate. Let me be your last debate.
maybe catch me in 2022 or so. Yeah, I don't even like it. I don't really. But let me just throw my 2 cents in real quick on the when y'all was talking about the church. I got maybe just being a pastor. I want to give y'all maybe a different perspective, not of Christianity, but of the church itself. So, Ankh and Corey often tell me when I bring up science, and people who did science and had race and use science with racism or did other things that was bogus. Ankh and Corey often tell me, they be like, yeah, that happened, but that's pseudoscience. That's pseudoscience. So Ankh and Corey, when it comes to science, have a way of expressing the need of science, the greatness of science, and clearly being able within the same field, distinct when people have used science for error. And they can clearly make a distinct and throw that out while still maintaining the value of science itself. My question would be, when it comes to the church, then why don't we do the same thing? Because, yeah, because with anything, including like with science, you can have a good thing that's used in horrible ways, right? But and when it comes to the category that you like, you know how to distinguish the two. So let me point out something in regards to church. Now, I keep trying to tell Unc that $1 billion article, that's not an accurate article. That's a fake article of just a blogger. There's no statistical proof or no statistical data that it shows. It's just a made up, thrown out number, right? Doesn't show how many churches was in whatever presentation of that the information was gathered. It's false. But I'm going to give
boomerang dagger, Pastor.
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. It goes to the bigger point of what I'm about to say for the church, though, from a pastor standpoint of
That's
looking.
what I got out of it, though.
No, I wasn't.
It was.
No, I wasn't trying to dig at nobody. I'm just saying, and I'm saying when we take it off of the church, we learn how to distinguish with things we like, because we know in every part of the world, no matter what it is, if there's a group of people and it's a worldwide thing, it will be used for good in some and bad in others. That's just a fact. Now, when it comes to the church, let's think about this. You have a group of people who, number one, believe the same thing, right? So now you fought the church because these group of people make a free decision to come together. Now, one, why would we blame the church for having its piece of land and its building, right? No different than if I want to go to a gym, I go pay money to do what this gym has for me. I want to lift. That's what I want to do. And I want to become a member of this gym. And I'm willing to pay this gym because this gym offered me what I want in the field of physicality. So now if we look from a church standpoint, you have a group of people in the community that want their own place and their own place to worship, because we know we believe. So I got this own place to worship. So when we act like we're taking people's money, no. When you pay for a membership to a gym, you're paying for that equipment, you're paying that membership for them lights to stay on, you're paying for it to do that. As a believer, you're making the choice that I want a place to worship. And I must now, if I'm going to come here, use the heat, use the water, use the toilet, eat in the kitchen, do this, do that. I'm going to pay something towards the church because I believe in this. This is not just the pastor's building. Most pastors in America, if they didn't have no members, can't alone pay for their mortgage and pay for the house by themselves. This is a corporate body. Now, also, when we come together, Ankh is right when he says this, and other people are right when they say this. If a church, and it depends on the size of the church, but if a church is not actively cleaning up its community, actively not trying to clear the blocks of drugs, actively not putting shoes on homeless feet and feeding homeless, then the church is not doing its job. But why would you, but when we look on a whole scale, we call those the pseudo churches, the ones that only come to preach, teach, worship, and then leave and don't do nothing. Why don't we call them the pseudo churches? Because that would be pseudo according to what they're supposed to do. But when we get to the rest of it, man, come on, man. Churches do so much in the community.
We did that though, Pastor. We called them out. But what I want to say is that's a false equivocation because listen to me. Because when the church is doing pseudo churching, right, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't take another church to. I mean, another church don't correct that.
That's not true.
When somebody's
doing
pseudoscience in science, the only thing that's going to correct the pseudoscience is real science.
Right, but no, but Corey, that's not true that other churches.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a false equivocation right there. But go ahead though.
I'm saying that's not true that other churches don't correct it. The only difference though with the church is, so I have a church on my block, right? And my church is independent of any other church. But I can't go down three blocks down and take another man's keys and say, "Yeah, I ain't doing the work. I'm shutting this church down." I can say something. I can say they ain't doing right. You know what I'm saying? But that's all you can do. If they bought the land, but
that's all we're saying though. Like, I mean,
no, y'all saying much more than that. And I ain't saying you. I'm not saying you. Let me give you an example of how we do the crazy stuff we do. So say Thunder brought a good point. If you put Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods together, just those two men together, if you put just those two men together, they make more money together than 500 churches. Let's just be honest and real. There's two men, and if we think about it, we never say the things we say about one man who's a billionaire, right? Or two men who are almost billionaires. We never say the things we say that we say about the church.
About the church.
You can't put responsibilities on the
church. But my grandmama ain't putting no money in his bank account for 33 years.
Your grandmama, you put money into it for damn 30 years though.
Yeah, but I got what my return out of it. I got what I wanted.
And you got a $6 pair of shoes.
Hey, but you got
a $6 pair of shoes, and they charge you $200 for it. That's what you got.
Corey, but you just said you got what you wanted out of it. But they'll try to control what other people want. So what if the other person wants? What if a other person? Well, somebody could look at your shoes and say you paid $100 for that. You dumb.
Those shoes cost $6 to make in Korea.
Like
you paid $200 for them?
Somebody could have said, Corey, what if somebody said to you, you paid $100, you could have went and got you some $30 off-brand shoes and then took the other 70 and fed 3 hungry people on your block.
Right.
And they could be right, but that ain't what you wanted to do.
Right.
But that ain't what you wanted to do.
Let me say something real quick. Because it's kind of touching on what Corey was saying, but it was what I was going to say is the fact that makes them different is that science can be updated. The information can be updated for the benefit. You can't update the Bible. And the fact that you can't update it. Hold up, brother. Hold up, man. Hold up. I didn't try to cut you off or nothing, but really,
yeah, but you switching the subject. That's all I'm saying. You switching the subject. We ain't even talking about the Bible.
The reason why I changed the subject is because you cut me off, and it makes me have to talk about something else. And I know you're good for that, but just let me rock. So it's on this page, right? If you can't update the information, right, for the benefit of the people, then it's on the page if we stick to how we got in the first place. So if you really paid attention to what Reggie is talking about, what Unc is talking about, what everybody else is talking about, it's not trying to down it in that fashion. It's how we got to this and how people are still using this as a propaganda. So it still goes
to that BK in your name.
You goddamn right.
Yeah. You think you slick, nigga. You ain't slick.
Listen. What Reggie did today was out of order because he was mad at me. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, he was in his feelings. Yeah,
that's all it was. And if we see it as anything else, we just being
Reggie wanted some get back.
Right.
Yeah, he wants some get back. That's all.
He clapped some shots though.
Right. He was beating. Hey, he was beating me the whole presentation.
$500, so I'd be good with those reparations, bro. I won't even see that.
Okay, I got you. But I'm saying as a pastor, the way you guys talk about the church often just don't really add up to what the church
is retarded.
And now
we give everybody they credit where credit is due at. Like
no, you don't.
No, you
don't, Corey. No, you don't.
It might be subjective.
No, you don't, Corey.
Subjective.
Right.
Yeah, that's subjective for real.
Yeah.
Come on, Corey.
But on the whole, y'all are right about some things. Like some things y'all say, I agree with. But y'all have to understand that churches call them out all the time. There are people that totally misuse the people. They try to force them to give amounts. They try to force them to give money for healings. They try
prayer
to
line.
prayer line. They do bogus stuff. They misuse it. But that shows only the success of it, because in all things good, the bad and the evil will find ways to manipulate and misuse it. Science is a good thing, but people find ways to manipulate it. The vaccine thing right now, what they doing, huh? People will find ways to, man, there are people who gonna find a way to say, here, we'll give you a shot, and ain't gonna have nothing in it.
I just want to ask a question.
People money.
Yeah, they was doing that. Somebody did that already.
I told you. That's what I'm saying.
Corey, can I ask Thunder and Pastor Bennett a quick question?
Go ahead, Fabian.
All
right.
Don't answer the question, man.
Nah,
come on, man. Hey, yo, let's keep it on the subject. The subject is.
It is on the subject.
What's the subject?
Is religion good for all the people?
See, that ain't the subject.
Oh, that ain't the subject, man.
God, dog.
We ain't talking about religion, man.
Hey, I'm trying to show y'all how much just hate is misplaced hate.
That's ridiculous,
no.
man.
Can I misplaced hate?
But do the pseudo killers got misplaced hate though, Pastor?
Yes.
No.
Can I just ask
Corey.
Can I just ask this question?
Hey Corey, in y'all science thing, I think y'all are consistent. I talk to Ankh all the time, and I tell him.
No, they not.
No, on this. No, I'm talking about science. I think Ankh is very consistent. Ankh loves science, and he don't really care about nothing else. He's consistent with that. And if you say something about science, he do what I do with the church. If you say something about the church, that's how I feel. But where y'all ain't consistent at is the same way y'all try to say we make the church everything, we make other, is the same thing y'all do with science. Science ain't everything, but the way y'all will invoke science into everything.
So, but we don't say like the church, the Christian, the black church is like the NOI and all of that. Like we put the church, we put the Christian church on a different pedestal than the NOI and stuff like that, though.
Yeah, because you sour at the NOI, man. You ain't got no respect for them. You just sour, bro.
No, I don't have no relations with them. I don't even know.
Yeah, but you sour because of this vaccine, though. That's all that is.
Well, they pushing anti. But
there you go. You sour.
But we always say like
I was gonna offer
they
a
use
challenge,
the church
man.
for vaccine
It wasn't
drives
even
and
a
stuff
real
like
challenge.
that. We pointed that out, Pastor. I pointed that out the other day that the church is volunteering to use the buildings as a vaccine drive. Matter of fact, a lot of them in my hometown.
Now you're down with the church. Now you're cool. Now you're a theist now.
We be giving credit. I just want
now you're cool with the church because they giving vaccine.
Credit is due over here.
Hey Corey, I just showed where we did that. We just did that.
Yeah, Pastor Bennett did that.
You see, I just wanted to say there's a group of people that doesn't know about Jesus.
Oh my God, man.
All right. Oh, you talking about these boys on these islands again, man?
Bang. Everybody needs him. Everybody needs him.
Go ahead, Savior. What you saying?
Everybody needs Jesus. This is all I'm saying. If he's the savior of the world,
oh God,
I don't care how you say it. Call on him. Call on him. I'm being so honest right now. And this is what people don't like about me. I'm talking from love for my people.
You don't love your people, man.
I do.
You hate your people, man. And you know you hate it.
You see.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is real. This is real. This is real. If y'all love,
belief will always exist.
Jesus is real.
Belief will always exist.
He hated
Jesus
people,
is real. Hold up. If Jesus is real and y'all supposed
if he got rid of Jesus, they'll pick something else up, bro.
Hold up. See, nobody want me to say anything.
Yeah.
Let the man say it, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Get it out.
Why aren't these people bringing Jesus to these lost people? I don't care about how violent they are. None of that. Y'all should be doing y'all best to bring Jesus to these people.
Is that a question?
This is real. I don't care how many people say it's fake, how many people on this panel say it's fake. This is real. If y'all love Jesus, y'all should be. And Jesus is the savior of the world, as y'all claim. Why don't these people know?
I don't know what Jesus has done to this man. Jesus has done something real bad to him. for him to be thinking about this man
now
24 hours a day, bro. No, I didn't attack you. I said Jesus did something to you.
That's soft. You're soft, and you don't want to deal with the question I dealt with.
Brother.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Sabio.
You don't want to deal with it because it's real. But you want to say Jesus has done something
Jesus
to
ain't done.
you.
What Jesus did? Jesus ain't did nothing to nobody, man.
Listen. He's supposed to be the savior of the world. I'm going by the Bible.
Savior is supposed to be a question.
I'm going by the story.
Right.
I'm going by
Savior,
the story,
it's supposed to be a
y'all.
question, bro.
Y'all think I'm playing. I'm going by
This
the
fake
biblical
Jesus keep
narrative.
making him so emotional.
It's supposed to be a question,
See,
bro.
this is that damage. This is that damage.
This fake Jesus.
And
Well, yeah, you might be right, Corey. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody wants to deal with it.
I agree with you, bro.
I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. But nobody wants to deal with it really. Corey,
I agree with
this
you,
is that
Corey.
damage. Nobody wants to deal with it. I'm sitting here really trying to deal with it.
No, you're
Y'all
not, man.
stepping over and you telling me no, the story has affected us all.
No, man.
What?
See?
It has not, man.
Hold on. So that's super crazy. But this,
crazy.
Like I think the thing to do in those situations is, and I don't even want to say nothing because I don't want to be disrespectful to Sabio. So I don't even want to. I mean, if that's the way you feel, Sabio, cool, okay. I mean, like I don't even know how to answer you, and I think, man, I think you do care for your people. I think you do.
That nigga
but I think
Jesus.
yeah. But I think you got to recognize that.
What can I recognize? That Jesus ain't the savior of the world?
No.
Because if you say anything else,
calm down, bro.
Here he goes.
That's why we don't want you to get into it, bro.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna stay off there. I'm gonna just go back.
Yeah, you don't get hot, bro. Let's just let them have that, and we just go.
No doubt. So all I was trying to suggest is that if we look at it from a standpoint, man, the fact that like I said, you got a group of people, who individually already believe something together. They come together, right? They make a choice that we own this building, we own this piece of land, right? We still got our homes. We own this piece of land. Now, if a preacher or a pastor is robbing their membership, that's wrong. But we got to stop acting like that's what pastors do. When we come to, when we give out, I'm just giving this as an example. When we give out book bags and when we give out scholarships, we're doing that because it's not readily available to us. Think about our African-American college students. A lot of them is getting those, not grants, what you call them when you got to pay them back?
Loans.
They having to get loans, right? And it's not so readily available as to even know what avenues to tap into to go get the grants and all of these things. So when a church comes in a community and they say, we're going to raise this money for these students to get scholarships that they ain't got to pay back, right?
So Sister Odell's niece ain't the only one getting the scholarship though, Pastor.
No, what I'm trying to get you to understand is if a person hears a vision plan to say we want to feed 100 people in our community. If Sister Odin says, I want to give $50 towards feeding someone else, it is crazy of Black people to down Black organization.
I was just asking a question. I was just asking a question about not your scholarship or nothing, but just like scholarships in churches in general. Like normally, like Sister Odell's niece usually get the scholarship. You know what I'm saying? But that's just
that don't make sense though, because like I said,
stop, man.
Nobody's getting a gun. Nobody's getting a gun put to their head and saying, if your child ain't getting the scholarship, but you better give it to this child. Black people want to see Black people succeed, especially within their community.
I know. So them people over there
you
don't
gotta stop that.
You gotta be.
Hold on.
You gotta be a member. You have to be a member of the church to get.
Hold on. Check this out.
Pastor, can I ask you a question?
Monica just did some grants, right? And I'm about to get Monica on my team because that girl know how to raise some money, right? But look,
hold on, Sabio.
Mo raised money, right? In a couple days, And when she was showing the thanking the people for what they gave and blah, 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 and she's doing it for a righteous cause. She's doing it for a righteous cause. And that's not spiritual. It's just meaning right. She's doing it for the right reasons, right? And she's blessing people and she's helping people. And people gave to that. And Monica did it. But what Monica did is no different from people who come together and say, we want to do the same thing. The only thing is if you say a church comes together to do it, if you just hate religion and hate the church, then you're going to make it a thing that people came together, as if people who claim Jesus and love God, as if those people can't have righteous heart to want to help black people too. That's just crazy.
Can I say something?
Yo.
Hold on,
Ask
yo.
you a question, but I gotta ask you a question now.
Hold on. Get it out real quick.
Yeah,
Because
he did it.
Pass it around, Samuel. Pass it around, bro.
Nah, please say something
And
real
talk
quick.
over a pseudo killer.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Y'all good.
Because I ain't said nothing at all. I just want to say something real quick. I think the root of the problem is this. At the foot of the church is the blood of our ancestors. At the foot of the mosque is the blood of our ancestors. That has not been dealt with. No matter how much good one tries to give or to provide, at the foot of the church. I ain't said the black church. I said the church.
That's a fact.
I actually agree with Sean.
I agree with that.
100%. I agree with him.
Facts.
Okay.
I think that's the contentious part right there.
I agree with you, Sean, 100%.
I think we can extend that to all peoples, though. I mean,
there you go. That's what I'm saying.
we can extend that to all people.
Don't just put it to a church, bro.
So
Don't just put it to a church.
They wrote documents and so that can extend to the Native Americans, right? And and we got to say the Africans, and we know they drew that line down the map.
Muslims.
I dare you, Pastor Bennett, in Bible class, and I wish you would let me come teach Bible class. I'll show them about the demarcation line, and I'll show them about the Papist Bull. Okay, and I think the church need to put more stuff like that in it. That's valuable information that we need to know, that we was enslaved, you know what I'm saying, under the banner of Christ, because we didn't have souls. Take our souls to Christ. That's a hell of a thing, though. That's a hell of a thing.
That was my next question, though. I was going to ask.
I'm gonna find that doctrine. Go ahead.
I was going to ask the pastor, what did he think about Brother Reggie? Now, you put you and Brother Reggie's debate aside. Do you think his presentation had any merit as far as accountability and responsibility as far as the black church go? I'm not saying such and such's church as an individual or Pastor Bennett's church I'm talking about it as an institution, the black church. And I think that's what Reggie was kind of talking about as an institution. Do you think there is some accountability there?
No, I think I'm shocked that I'm not shocked, but I just can't understand. I'll pose it back to you, Corey. I can't understand why the community would allow him to do that. I can't. That's on a serious note. I can't understand why the community, because if you can't, when he's saying reparations from the black church, you can't be talking about the black church right now, right? So if you go back to that time that he's referring to, right? And you talk about those people, when he's talking about the licensed minister, Corey, if we were in slavery and the pains and tortures of slavery, if somebody was to tell us, you preach this and you preach it like this, I won't whip you as much. And I'll let you spend a little time with your wife. And I'll let you sleep with your kids tonight. You're going to be up in there 8 minutes and preaching what he tell you to preach too, maybe. So it's unfair. So it's unfair to try to make it like they weren't in the situation. We're in freedom now. I'm preaching what I want to preach. They weren't. So it's unfair to do that in a time of slavery. But then we only have a black church because we left the white church, not because white people handed over and said, hey, we're going to give y'all land. We so sorry. We're going to give y'all land. In fact, when Richard Allen left his church and got his land and bought his building, he tried to establish their bylaws because they was trying to take the church from him. He was getting too big. They was like, we don't want you to have this. So now for Reggie to do something like that is a disgrace to our ancestors. It's a disgrace because it makes it like they weren't fighting to get us free. Like they, and I'm not trying to say only Christians tried to fight to get us free. I'm not trying to say only the church tried to fight to get us free. But as to your question, it's disrespectful to do that. Now, did some Black people, take, do stuff bogus? Yeah, but then let's first start it at the beginning, like Rob Bourne said, which would mean this: let's not only get reparations for the white man. Let's get reparations from the African. Were there African kings that participated in the slave trade?
Yeah.
So let's get reparations from Africa.
Yeah. I'm saying everybody.
That's what I'm saying. It's just not right.
I'm right with you. But I'm saying, I kind of think Reggie has merit in that, and by you saying what you just said, should we hold the African kings accountable too? That's what I'm saying. Like everybody should
dead
be
and gone. But I'm saying they're dead and gone. You cannot now hold generations and generations later who had nothing to do with that time frame accountable. Now they have built institutions.
We can recognize it. We can recognize it on an international level. But go ahead. Somebody
let me share my screen. Let me show you the difference between what an African king did after the fact. So we're not taking responsibility away from the African kings, but there are no Christian, there are no African there are no Christian monarchs, okay, in Africa planning the transcontinental trade, right? That happened in Europe. And so you would have to show me the African king that was at the actual putting together the slave trade and went out and enslaved his brothers and sisters. So the reality situation is, at first, the area that the trading and all that got decentralized. There wasn't, the only game in town was slaves. They cut off trade routes. They did a lot of things. They put you in a situation. We ain't talking about in the hood. People like to use this. We're in the hood, we got drugs. We sell drugs because it's only, no, you can take your ass out the hood and go to work somewhere. But what we're talking about is we're talking about chiefs, right? That had resources. Okay, trading back and forth, those things were actually literally choked out, okay, by these different European governments. And the only way they could survive and make money was in slavery, okay? And first of all, it wasn't like they came over and gave you the truth about what it was doing. They act like, and see, people don't talk about this. They gave them alcohol. You give a dude some guns and alcohol, what's going to happen?
Yep.
Right? They decentralized all the trade. Okay, and they all, to be very sure, they lied. They said, give us workers. So a lot of kings thought they was giving out workers. Now this is at first. Then once we got hip to the game, we realized what was going on. So no Christian, no African actually sold his own people.
No, not his own, but he took his neighbor.
Really make that clear. The church make that mistake all the time, Pastor.
You right, but he took his neighbor.
Now,
he got his neighbor.
Okay,
he took other tribes, and they were still African.
But at first they had wars, and they had kidnapped victims. They was kidnappers, not kidnapped. My fault. They had wars, and they was the guy there going. When you keep the people you didn't conquered or won. You know what I'm saying? They held them not hostages, but they was fucking what you call them, Sean? Can't even think. Man, ain't nobody help me on that. Anyway, they had captives from wars. And of course, they gave them up for money. Okay? And at first, they didn't know where the hell it was going. Then once they figured out, they knew. And they was 4 participants. And yes, they deserve to actually pay reparations. We're not saying that, but I just like to codify the whole goddamn thing. I don't just...
Hey, can y'all see your screen?
Yeah, slavery.
That don't matter. Yeah, that don't matter. So, they sold off war captives. They sold off people who committed crimes against their communities. They sold off people who did heinous things against one another. But you're correct. Before they knew what was going on,
people who owed debts.
Yeah, people who owed debts.
Some people sold themselves into slavery because they owed a debt. They were not a prisoner of war or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think that's right though. Even if you committed some kind of crime, you don't need to go to slavery. That's bullshit. I don't rock with that.
Right. So I'm saying
I'm not gonna rock with that. So now I want to get to your point, Pastor Bennett. Like,
okay, go ahead. Yeah.
you're right. But no, I'm saying if that money that they made off the slave trade is still causing them to flourish, and they deserve to pay. That's the difference. Like Europeans, it was the global market. This is what I want to show. I see that, Sean. That's a good source too. So watch this. Let me show you this real quick. This is valuable right here. Sometimes you forget. Go ahead. You want to say something, Pastor?
No, that wasn't me.
That was me. Yeah, I was sharing that, but that was for Sean. I just had to show him. Hey, don't play with me, homie.
That's a good source. But hold on, here you go.
It's going down.
Hold on. So we see you stupid. Look, see this right here, right? This is important. Okay.
What you showing? What are you showing? I don't
You'll see it in 1493. This is the age of discovery, right? And what you're looking at is the demarcation line. See that purple? Then they moved it to right here. Look at that. They literally did this. This is the Catholic Church. Look what they did. Pope Alexander VI. Interior. This is a trip. They drew the line. Look. They gave Spain all the Americas, right? And they gave Portuguese all this area over here because the two factions was fighting against each other. They got tired of it. So let's read this. All right. This is important. This is the primary source. The Gilding Luminaire Institution of American History. Look at that. You see the doctrine right here? This is the actual doctrine right here. See? It's the primary right there. Y'all can't read Latin.
No.
Let's read it in English.
So was that the Latinos?
Some of the dumbed up verses.
It's the Papist Bull. See? The Papist Bull. Interior. Criteria. Watch. Issued by Pope who? Y'all always hear me say this. Pope Alexander VI, right? On May 4th, 1443, played a central role in the Spanish conquest of the New World. Right? Remember I told you that. It say the document supported Spain's strategy to ensure its exclusive right to the lands discovered by Columbus the previous year. It established the demarcation line. I just showed y'all that. 100 leagues west of Azores and Cape Verde Island, and assigned Spain exclusive right to acquire territorial possession and to trade in the lands west of that line. All others were forbidden to approach the lands west of that line without special license from the rulers of Spain. Exclusively gave Spain a monopoly on the lands of the New World. Watch this, just the part. It says the bull stated, hold on, it's deep. This is my argument right here. All black people need to know this. All Christians, all black people need to know this. The bull stated that any land not inhabited by Christians, see, by Christians was available to be discovered. Okay, so at that point, you're in trouble because you just wasn't Christians yet. This verifies that you wasn't Christians. Watch this. Claimed and exploited by Christian rulers and declared that the Catholic faith and the Christian religion be exalted and be everywhere increased and spread. So God didn't spread Christianity. It was these Europeans that actually spread Christianity. And there's some documents to show you that they actually put these Bibles on slave ships as they went in different places around the world. Okay, it says spread that the health. Now this is the deep part. This is why I'm a real black atheist right now. Right here, I couldn't get past it in my mind. It say that the health of souls, okay, be cared for, and that the barbarous nations be overthrown and brought to the faith itself. This is why we're Christians, because of this reason.
I can't get with you there.
I know you can't, but let me finish though. It says it. I mean, watch this. I'm not making it up though, Rev. It says this doctrine of discovery became the basis of all European claims in the Americas, as well as the foundation of the United States Western expansion. All right, I ain't even got to finish reading, so I don't even need you to agree with me right here. It says it. It's written.
No, I agree.
Yo,
I agree with you.
I don't know what to say.
Can I share my screen?
I
Because I
agree.
got something that ties right into that.
Put this down. Hold on, go ahead, Pastor Bennett.
No, I agree
Ties
with
right into that. It ties
I
right
gotta
into
ask you
that. And
something,
I don't
Unc.
want it to get off. I don't want it to
Nah,
show my
man,
screen.
come on, man, you cutting them off. What was you saying, Pastor Bennett?
I agree that it was written. I think that becomes the issue. If we're not going to judge the origins of who's writing it, why they're writing it, and the times of it, and the misuse of it. So that's in the 1400s, right? Well, you got documents in the hundreds, in the 200s about Christianity, and it wasn't saying nothing like that. Christianity wasn't even a thing then. So if we're going to look at a document in the 1400s and look at how the Europeans are using it, we have to admit, how they used it was a corrupt thing. When we go back into science and we find scientific documents of how people use it, and y'all looking at like, nah, they was just wrong. They was just bogus. They was just wrong. They don't have the right though with science to be, and dictate, because that's what science is for.
Wait, that's a little different, right?
Wait, no. So I'm only saying that to this. You're right about what you're saying, and you're right about what it began to lead to. But as it pertains to our people, what I'm saying, the mistake Reggie made is you're asking reparations from black people who actually, and if we can go with y'all side of it, who then used what the white man was using to enslave them, they used it for a tool to then free themselves. How do you then get reparations from them? And then if you take what they did away, then you really take where we at now. The church is like the faith or not, the church is the biggest black institutions that we still have worldwide.
Yeah,
So
most of us don't agree with that, Pastor. Most of us don't agree with Reggie.
Okay.
So can I read this?
Go ahead, y'all. I don't want to hog the time. Go ahead.
This just ties into what Unc was just reading. And this goes into my studies a little bit. This is about the Ottoman Empire. The age-old practice of slavery was widespread in the Ottoman Empire. It was a complex institution of many forms, combining elements of pre-Islamic, Islamic Near Eastern, and Mediterranean classical heritages with distinctive Ottoman conventions. Although the most intensive use of slaves occurred at the height of the Ottoman power between the mid-15th and the late 17th centuries, slavery remained legal in imperial territories in the Balkans, the Middle East, and North Africa until the end of the 19th century. I'll stop right there.
Okay, what were you trying to prove?
I'm trying to figure out what was that.
I got you.
So what I'm proving is that at this time, our ancestors were being colonized with all these religious ideals and shipped all over the world. He just showed you the demarcation line, and then he just read you the doctrine of discovery.
What that got to do with black people? Black people didn't ship
Everything.
themselves. Black people didn't ship themselves. Black people didn't ship themselves.
Man?
Black people didn't
doing,
ship themselves.
Man?
It has nothing. What that got to do with black people?
What are we doing, man? Come on, man.
All I'm saying is,
you see people like Thunder who don't understand the connections of slavery.
No, man. What the Ottomans? What are you talking about, man?
If it wasn't for the Ottoman Turks,
don't do it.
If it wasn't for the Ottoman Turks, the transatlantic slave trade wouldn't even happen. Their slave trade.
Hold on. Hey,
it's not true.
Corey,
Hey,
King Sosa.
what you think about what he read, man? Be honest, like was he really paying attention?
Listen.
Hold on. What was he saying real quick, Pastor Ben? Go ahead.
I got a quick question that I want to ask y'all, and it's a serious one. I want y'all to answer it. Does it make, and mad might be the wrong word. So if you want to institute a different word, that's cool. To those who aren't Christians, right? To those who don't go to church, does it make you guys upset? Do you feel like the church gets too much credit and that makes you mad and that's why you come down on it? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, do you feel like the church gets too much credit and then those who don't go to church, we get looked down on, like we ain't doing nothing in the community? And like, is that part of it? And I ain't talking about like jealous. I ain't talking about that. I'm just like, do you feel like
I never thought that. That's a good one though, Red. You just made a good point right there. Shit, y'all getting a lot of credit for some invisible shit. I get it.
Oh, here you go. See, you go.
Oh,
See,
boy.
it's all good because I know I'm gonna get him back. I know I'm gonna get him back. He know I'm gonna get him back.
I
So
don't get upset, Pastor. What it is.
Hey, Unc, I'm gonna get you back.
Yeah.
What
Go
it
ahead,
is,
Corey.
though, Pastor, is that science. I mean, religion steps outside of its boundaries and starts to try to answer questions, scientific questions, with authority and with certainty, and so that's where the roads get crossed at, and
that's why y'all mad at the church.
As far as us,
that's it.
No, as far as us, we pseudo killers, and religious information is pseudo information. So I mean, that,
man,
that's just what it is.
I got a question. All right, there's a conundrum.
Hey, let me answer Pastor real quick.
Hold on.
I want to say my piece.
Hold on,
because I don't feel like people.
Hold on, so let me make a statement, bro. Let me make a statement. I said,
where I'm coming from.
When we look at right, separation between spirituality and science, does it appear on the continent first, or does it appear elsewhere?
Could you say that again, King? What'd you say?
When you look at the separation between spirituality or religion and science, does it appear in the continent or does it appear elsewhere first?
What continent you talking about, bro?
I know what you're saying. It kind of starts in Egypt.
Spirituality though.
It starts in Egypt.
That's why I'm trying to use a word that we can all agree with. Spirituality, just however you want to.
I'm gonna get technical. I know what you're saying. So I'm saying it starts on that document where you start looking at the methodology, and you look at the mathematical, the medical papyrus where you see the Egyptians. They actually separate, like real information from their spells, but it's still on the same goddamn papyrus. So they hadn't gotten there yet. It's like you getting a prescription from your doctor and he got Psalms 13:1 on the daggone. You be like, what the hell's going on? They hadn't separated it, you know what I'm saying? But that trying to separate it, it started on Africa first. And the Europeans went on here and they separated it, and that's what ushered them forward, because they actually separated science. They focused on that. And like one of my favorite not even European, the Russian, Peter the Great. I suggest everybody look at his story. I say it all the time. When he came to power, he left his kingdom. They was mad. They were like, why would a great czar leave his country? How can you do that? I think he left one of his aunts or uncles in charge. And he went and he visited other European nations. At this time, Russia was still in wood. Russia was wood. Moscow was all wooden structures. Okay, he came back. He learned about shipbuilding. He learned how to build the whole 9 yards. He came back. He immediately put a damn tax on the church. If y'all know anything about Russian icons or the Orthodox Church, okay, you hear the Ethiopians belong to the Orthodox Church, where you know what I'm saying? Odysseus, okay, Frumentius. You know what I'm saying? The church fathers of Ethiopia. Okay, I'm talking about that church. They put a tax on them. They made them cut their beards off. They exacted the tax on them, changed the damn clothes, and they immediately removed them out of direct power. They separated it right there. This dude come back, watch this. This is why I get mad at African kings and black people in general in America. This dude in a damn lifetime, after studying abroad, he comes back. He builds a city in Russia. It's called St. Peter's. It's a replica of Paris. He takes Russia from wood, Moscow, to stone. Then he builds a damn navy, and he immediately attacks, I think it was the Danes. The Danes at that time was the superpower. Okay, go figure that. He attacks them, they fight to a standstill, and he goes back again, reinforces his navy, attacks them again, and gets on the world stage. Don't tell me that the Africans in Africa, right, can't do the same damn thing. They go abroad, they do all that. But what they don't do is they refuse to separate their religion. I see some African kings do it, and we look at it and say, man, where they try to change the indigenous people and get them with infrastructure and all that and get them out of that, people be fighting about that. So I'm just saying, man, that separation of church or spirituality and science is so goddamn vital and clear, man, y'all won't get it, y'all. I mean, but that's the story. Look up the first Tsar of Russia, Peter the Great. They'll come up and see what he did. The shit was deep in his lifetime. There is no excuse why a great African leader in his lifetime can't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they are doing it, man. Have you heard of a guy called Akon?
Nah, man, stop that, man.
No, you stop.
Akon didn't change, man. Stop. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go. Don't maybe pull it up. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sonny.
Yeah, man, I ain't all with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that people aren't mad about it. It's just it's on the page of this, right? Most of the time that you come in contact with religious people, because they're heavily indoctrinated, not on no bad stuff, but because they get filled with that spirit, right? They feel like if you're not doing this or you're not a part of this, whatever you're on is on some other stuff. And actually, they actually, not trying to cuss on here, but they shit on you. And they'll be on the page of where they either try to stop what your movement is, they either down you, they either stop the information. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things. This is why you have, like, if you ever look on YouTube, I don't know if you look at it, but every time you have religious pages, most of them are down in everything else, including real life information. Most of these people that are on this flat earth thing, there's I don't want to be on the vaccine. These are religious people. Like, you know what I'm saying? But this is why we have a problem with it. It's not on the page of people are mad, it's just people that we combat every day. So certain people, like how Sabio was going off earlier, he's frustrated because this is what we go through every day with people that actually are doing this on the regular. You might not think like the rest of these people, but there are thousands of people who really think like that.
Yeah, but I think you got to look at it from a different standpoint of the majority of Christians y'all don't talk to. The majority of Christians, the majority of black churches ain't engaging with y'all. And y'all take y'all anger out like y'all know the majority of the churches.
Brother, look, everybody on this, not to cut you off, but everybody on this panel, not just you, I mean, you're already religious, but majority of people that's on this panel that's not religious, a lot of their family are. So we know that this is a normal construct. Even if you get into Brother Reggie's whole spiel earlier, we've been taught this, it's been handed down, like how you said earlier, that people can go freely, but it's on the page of the only way they know about it is because they've been taught it from a young age. But this is all they actually know. So this is why they go to that, to feel safe freely. They've been taught that.
But if you organically,
it's not like they was on the page of, I'm going to go to a devil worshiping spot, or I'm going to go over here. It was on the page of whatever they've been taught.
Why I go to the devil worshiping spot though, yo?
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying?
Because you ate it. Because you
crazy.
Because you a God killer. He said you can get up.
It could be the Lord of the Rings spot, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the same thing. Like, what's the difference? It's on the page of like the people that we go through. It's not on the page of like everybody's bad, everybody's evil, or everybody's trying to use people. Like how you was talking about earlier, you were right about that. You know what I'm saying? Some churches really are trying to do something good for the people. But this is what we're on. If churches, if black churches in America make $14 billion
that's not year. True. That's not true. That's just a number that was thrown out there.
Okay, we'll say they don't. We'll say 1 billion. You don't think they make 1 billion?
Okay, let's go with that. I don't know, but let's go with that.
I mean, really, 14 billion is easy, but 1 billion. We'll say 1 billion, right?
Okay. All right.
You don't think that they can give up 10% of that to actually start benefiting for what's really going on out here? How blacks are in the struggle? Like, you really don't think they could do that?
No, I don't think that they
knocking whatever they doing.
Hold on.
You don't think that's possible?
Ask the question, take the pause, get a response.
Yeah. I don't. It's not that I think they should be or can do it. They do it. That's why I'm saying y'all tripping. Y'all just make these accusations without having y'all be any other time. It's like source up or shut up. But then y'all be making these wild accusations like y'all ain't went to no churches and did no documentation and said how much money do you make and how much do you give to the community. Man, we got churches. Y'all only will talk about, well, we got these churches on every block. They ain't doing nothing. But y'all refuse to talk about the churches that done built schools, that done built in their community, that's given to this child thing, that's given to this college, this HBCU, that's given to this. They do it all the time. Of course, you got some that don't do jack crap. Okay, but we have to remember at the core of a church, it's not a economical organization. It's a spiritual organization at the core, at the foundation. So you got to let the church do and come together to do what it wants to come together to do. So no matter how much Sonny or Pastor Bennett want this church on the corner to give $200,000 to this, the reason they're coming together is for spiritual reasons. You can't take that from them. You ain't got to go in there and pray to who they pray to or do what they do, but they come together for their spiritual reasons, right? And now you're mandating that because they give money that they choose to give, you're mandating how they got to give it and where they got to give it to. That's crazy. I agree that they should, because I think that's part of a church's work, and not to just bless people in the church. Like just this week, we give to multiple churches. And when I say that, I don't ever want to sound like it's just me. Like y'all, well, that's you, Pastor Bennett. No, please. I'm the least of these. There's people that give way more money to the community than I do, church-wise. But y'all
why you went on a long tangent about the other stuff. I said that there are certain churches that do good, but we're talking about the multitude. And when
the multitude do good. No, right.
Hold on. First of all,
Sonny, you missed the point. You
missed my point.
No, listen,
Sonny, get on the multitude.
Sonny, no, what I'm telling you
is not doing nothing for no one.
Okay, but Sonny, hold you. Here's what I'm
crazy, man.
Hold on, Thunder. Sonny,
source up,
Sonny.
Thank you.
Sonny, that's coming from a person who don't go to church and who ain't
crazy, man.
You aren't in the multiple of churches you talk about. You're not in the multiple of churches. What source do you have to prove that? What source do you have?
It's like y'all missing it.
No, what source do you have? No, hold on, Thunder.
It's like
hold
y'all
on.
missing it, right?
Sonny, what source do you have to show the majority of churches ain't doing jack?
You want me to start walking around with a videotape?
Yeah, nigga, walk around with a videotape.
Thunder, hold on, stop. Don't let him get away with it. No, Sonny, I don't want you to
the
do
left
that.
right there and just stare at that
Sonny.
shit. Stop talking.
Sonny, hold on. Sonny, hold on.
That's just
You don't do
crazy.
that. Sonny, don't do that.
Can I speak?
Hold on, real quick. Hold on.
No, don't speak, man.
Sonny,
Hold on.
No,
hold on.
Baby, hold on. Sonny, no, I don't want you to walk around with a camera. I only want you to give me the source of your statement. You said majority of the churches ain't doing nothing. I only want your source that gave you that information.
Okay. Now, when I say ain't doing nothing, what am I talking about?
Hold on, wait, Sonny, stop for a minute, yo. Why you puffing, yo? So,
no, because it's where I
Pseudo Killas,
man. Down my statement earlier, and then real quick, I laid down my statement earlier, and when he started talking, I didn't want to cut him off.
Danny, relax for a minute, though. I made a mistake, yo. I said the Danes, it was Sweden. The Tsar of Russia, they attacked the Swedes during this time period. The Swedes.
What year is that?
Time power. All right.
What year is that? What year is that?
That's in 1695, around that period.
You know, in Europe, they started making separations about like 1,000 something. 1,000.
Yeah, that's back in that time. Right in that area.
Anyway, don't let them off the hook, Pastor Ben. They're trying to change the subject. Get on them.
No, I ain't trying to man.
They trying. That nigga talking about the Swede. No, let's get where these primaries at.
I always want to clear myself. I ain't gonna sit in. Look, matter of fact,
yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just saying.
Let's get back on what I was talking about.
Check this out. We gonna pick this conversation up tomorrow.
Hold on.
I'm gonna let Sonny finish his point real quick.
Right.
Sonny, go ahead. What you saying, Sonny?
The main thing that I was saying is it's a broad statement to say like they're not doing nothing, right? But we understand we understand that we're in a desperate and dying need in the Black community for a lot of different things. There are a lot of churches doing things, but majority of them aren't. There are a lot of good marriages, but majority of them are divorces. So we understand that this like these are things that we actually see and actually facts that we know, but it's a broad statement just to say that they're not doing nothing. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if we took that billion and only took 10% of it, right, and actually put it towards the Black community for the things that we need to do to solve our problems, is that a problem with religious people? Because you make it seem like we're mad about different things, but all we trying to do is create solutions. This is 2021. We're trying to create solutions to actually fix these problems. And we update information for that. This is why I said that earlier where you said it didn't involve this conversation, but it really does. If you can update your information, even if it's in science, it's on the page and you can advance for the future. You can't do that with religion.
You can't update the church's doctrine.
Hold on, Pastor Bennett, before you go. Before you go, Pastor Bennett.
The Tsar of Russia was Christian, yo. He still built that motherfucker. I don't know, man. Look, let me get out of here, man. Look. Appreciate everybody sliding through, man. Appreciate you coming through, Rev.
Peace, bro.
Can I say one thing, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna take 20 seconds.
All right,
hey, Sonny.
Hebrew Israelite.
Let me ask you a question.
Israelite though, yo.
You ask the question,
man.
Oh shit.
Sonny, let me ask you this.
That's more than 20.
How much does the church give to its community? How much does the Black church give to its community? On an annual basis. How much?
To the non-followers or the followers?
Whatever. How much does the Black church give to the community? It don't matter, brother. Pick whatever one you want to go. How much money does the Black church give to its community?
I have no idea.
On an annual basis.
I have no idea.
Exactly. All right, peace, man.
Hey, and we let Thunder slide on the he followed the laws and command. We got to pick that up.
Yeah, we'll pick that one up. Yeah, we'll
definitely get it. And we let them all slide.
Pick that up on another day, right?
Let them both
yeah, we'll get that one.
On that North City, on the savages and the Jesus being the savior of the world. No one addressed that. I thought Jesus was the savior of the world. If he was
we
the
let
savior
them
of the world, why isn't he
get away with murder today?
to all the people on the planet? That's all I'm asking.
Y'all brothers have a good night.
Let
Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night, man. Peace.
Go get Jesus to the people who don't have it.
Nigga. All right. Don't worry about it. We out.
I'll be up. Tell Sean to start
pushing them on Black people.
Hey, Sean, crank up the other joint, yo. He might have did. Where you at? What's Sean at?
Gone, bro.
Hey, Sean went off.
Sean ain't going
on the chat.
Sean don't sleep already. Crank it up, Sean.
But I'll be asking real questions, man. I'm sorry. I just want people to really deal with that.
Hey, we're not on live still,
baby,
right?
You angry, bro.
I'm not angry. I'm really not. I get angry when people don't let me speak.
Yeah, we do. You is the neighborhood. Don't let the nigga speak. It's terrible sometimes. I'll let you talk over here, yo. But what was you trying to say? Did you mad because Christ ain't saved? What was you saying? Why you got mad? You say, yo, it's not saving the world. What was you saying?
If Christ is the savior of the world, then why don't the people on the steadily island know who Jesus is?
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with that, Samuel.
It does. It has everything to do with the story.
Nah, the Africans didn't know who Jesus was until somebody showed up. They ain't talking about.
Exactly. So somebody gotta go tell them.
You damn right. Somebody got to say something. Nobody know, nigga.
It has everything to do with it, bro. It has everything to do with it. Hold on. You see, all I'm doing is flipping the story on them.
Hey, Young, we need to make a clip of that, yo.
Especially when he went in.
Hey, Savian, that's a good one, dog. You funny on that, yo.
Hey, I'm just all I do is flip it. You take the book,
making videos,
and you take the book and you
wasn't he the
use it
one making
on
them
them.
videos
You use
back in
that
the
book
day?
as a weapon.
Yeah.
Man, them shits
You
was
make a
funny
video
in the
before.
motherfucker.
I got my own channel.
Yeah, Sabio bang on the Bible all day
Scripture
long.
rippers.
Savio, you is the funniest nigga living right now, yo.
Hey, bro, you the one who brought me up to y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, bro, I wouldn't even think about shit like this.
Yo, you is fucking funny, yo.
But it's real though. Is it real? Is it real? Is it real,
Yeah, but they shot him with porn.
It's real. They shot that boy with bow and arrow.
Yo, they chased some white people out of there, yo.
And buried his ass on the beach.
They hit him with the arrow. They be like, yo, we gonna leave.
You motherfuckers just don't know.
Ain't nobody going back to Christian Isle.
Hey, but it's real. If y'all they proselytize to us.
Wait, so you basically saying the pastor Ben should get his church and go over there.
I know that Samuel will cuss him out if he saw Pastor Bennett on the goddamn Settlees Island working with the he talking about me.
Calling Pastor Bennett. We're wondering, are you going to the island?
Them folks that shoot Pastor with arrows. He trying to goddamn walk on that goddamn island.
Is that Pastor Bennett?
Hold on. But in the book it says, take it to the world. Bring me, he's supposed to be preached to everyone.
Hey man, we're gonna get Pastor Ben to take his church out there.
You really singing the song?
Y'all crazy, man. Let me get off here, man.
Y'all brought me, y'all the ones who created me, yo.
I just ain't feel like start laughing, yo, because you crazy, yo. I should have me too, yo.
That should be.
Hey, Sean, strike it up, yo. We're going over to the Mossy channel, yo. That's what we going at.
It's real shit. I appreciate you though. Because it's people like you that I learn from.
Yeah, we learn from each other, bro. Don't never get that shit twisted. That's why I can't have a cult and shit.
Hey, them new evolution videos old evolution videos.
Bro, I've been loving them, dog. I've been loving them. I've been watching them every time you drop them, bro.
Hey, Sosa. Well, yeah, so I can't even have a motherfucking cult. Niggas be beat me up in my own cult. That don't work, do it.
Hell no.
Oh, nigga, get out of that shit. Don't you make that shit up, nigga. We learned that.
So what's up, nigga? They'll never get shit done.
I said he going to bed.
I wanted to have him on.
You still live?
Huh?
If we still on YouTube, y'all said he going to bed.
The after party, nigga.
I'm reading the back chat. I'm reading the chat. He said he going to bed, bro.
Oh, Sean, you ain't going to no damn bed, Sean. Stop it.
Nah, I'm going to bed.
Let the ancestors be with you, yo. Get some extra energy, yo. Shit.
I just thought about that because I asked this white pastor to do it the other, and I actually posted it on my Facebook
channel. You got a channel. Where you channel at?
Who, mine?
Yeah, where you at? We're gonna go
Scripture rippers.
I'm going over there. Like, strike it up. What you got? StreamYard or no yard? What you got?
I got StreamYard. I can go to Zoom too. I don't know how to get my Zoom on my YouTube.
What is wrong with you, yo? You younger than me, son.
I don't. I've been trying to figure that out.
He must have heard about that religious group that went over there and tried to goddamn take Jesus over there to fill that white.
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about that dude, John Allen Child.
Yeah, they killed Jesus over there.
Yeah, yo. Some people just not gonna get it, yo. They not going for it, yo. But they got them arrows, yo.
I don't. But the story says he's the savior of the world.
Yeah, almost.
Except for the ones we don't want to bring him to.
Yeah, except for them crazy ones.
The ones who didn't get colonized.
Yeah, hey, they find some oil right there, yo. They gonna send their ass up out. They
gonna send their ass up out of there. They gonna send a missile on that motherfucker or something.
That's gonna end up real.